up divine. I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight, we go inside. The man, he is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your mission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved room. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt. Yeah! Embrace your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together and staying off track forever. Child of the nation, go seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, go back, you're back now. Keep your feet on the road and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out, out. Stand up, up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Go save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's fight or flight now, get up now. Go with the move, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, up, go what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, up, go what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out, out. Stand up, go on, it takes a fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Keep holding on, show him how to make a miracle. Stand up, go on, it takes a fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Keep holding on, show him how to make a miracle.
I'ma say it from the jump.
Mama ain't raised a chump. Mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Got a ball till you get it hit. They can never do what I could do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah, if you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win.
Wake up, put the work in, it's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose, sometimes it's to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner. Don't be a slow learner. Oh no, you only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man, no care if it is like
no guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. From the back roads to back streets, I see you foes trying to trap me, but I don't run like a track meet, even though I'm number one like an athlete. And the way I maneuver around you and through you, I'm coming and I'm bound to pursue you. I'm everything that you knew of, plus more. What's in store is I'm about to get to ya. Sleepless nights, better think this twice.
ESL Pro League is brought to you part by Intel, DHL, 1xBet, US Air Force, Zowie, Monster Energy, CSGO Hub powered by Coil, and Gaming Malta.
What is going on, everybody? And for the final time this week, for the final time of the group stages, welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 15. That's right, it's last chance saloon for Group D, and we are going to be finding out who will be moving forward and who will be joining Movistar Riders in that lucrative and much sought after 5-0 club that they achieved in Group C. Is it going to be NAVI or Heroic? I'm super excited to find out, and I'm very happy to be here with my cohorts, Blair and Maui Snake. My name is Parla, and I'm your desk host for this evening. Guys, how you doing?
I'm feeling fantastic, right? One final day before we're going to be jumping into the playoffs. You know, so much on the line. We're going to see NAVI. We're going to see Heroic. And maybe we might even see an NA team make it through today. Anything could happen, Paula. It's a magical Sunday.
Maui, how does that sound to you, buddy? There's a small chance.
Tiny chance.
Complexity can make it through to playoffs.
A small chance? It's 50-50, Paula. They can either win or they can lose. Actually, there's a few different ways that can be put together, actually. I think we're going to get into probably all the ways that Complexity can actually make it through. But there is so much on the line today. It's so fun, and all these games are going to be going on at the same time, so there are so many streams available for our viewers right now that everybody can see their favorite game.
Yes, absolutely. On screen right now, you can see our ESL Pro League Season 15 standings. Right now, just to clarify to all of you at home for Group D, Evil Geniuses and Go, they're done. They're out. They cannot advance to playoffs. NAVI and Heroic, they are guaranteed to advance, but we'll be figuring out in their matchup this evening which one will be taking first place. And then between Astralis and Cole, they're the ones left fighting for the final playoffs slot.
So much on the line, man. So much on the line. You can take a look here. The path to playoffs for Astralis is very, very simple. They beat Complexity. They are through. They're making it to the playoffs, and it's as simple as that.
Yes, and there is also another scenario where even if they lose to Complexity 2-1, if EG win, Astralis are still through.
Yeah, absolutely. For the side of EG, that's everything in their hands. Now, there is a scenario, as I pointed out, Paula, where EG can take it 2-1, but that also means that, Complexity can take it 2-1, but that means EG have to beat Ego for them to qualify. And I gotta say, Maui, I wouldn't really want that to be the scenario for them to make it through.
It's got to be a clean 2-0 for Complexity to completely control their fate. They're going to have to look for that. They got to win both maps consecutively, and that's going to be such a difficult task. JT right there, the IGL of Complexity, he's going to have to make some excellent game plans because Astralis have been taking maps off everybody in this group stage. They've done such a fantastic job. If Complexity 2-0, I feel like they deserve it.
I mean, listen, Simple did everything possible yesterday in order for Complexity to have a chance, Paula. Do you want to disappoint Simple?
I don't know, man, but I doubt that Simple will disappoint in the battle for first. But the question is, will it be enough to overcome Cadian and the guys on Heroic?
It's going to be hell of a game. It's going to be hell of a game. Yesterday, we actually touched upon how the 4 of Heroic, right, if you exclude Cadian as a core 4 rifler going up against Navi, taking out Simple, we might actually give the edge to Heroic, but then Simple comes in and it just completely destroys that particular argument.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the firepower in this matchup is insane because everybody is one of the best at their roles. Of course, Simple is a guy that is the best at his role. And what is his role? It's being the best in the world. That's what he's good at. And he has absolutely shown everybody in this group stage that, without a shred of doubt, he is the best player on the planet.
The guy is simply outstanding. We saw proof in the pudding yesterday against Astralis. He was absolutely on fire. Retained a 2 KD across the series.
Yeah, just this second half in Inferno was basically the Simple show, right? We saw the stats as well, 18-4, and he had highlight moments, multiple highlight moments, just dragging his team, kicking and screaming. And this is the moment where I just knew. The moment he hits that flick, and then the following no-scope, right there you knew this game is done. Navi are taking it.
Just an absolute beast. And such a joy to watch. I'm so happy that we're going to see him tested by one of the best teams in the world opposite him in Heroic because they have so many different ways, so many different plans to make Simple uncomfortable, but Simple somehow always manages to find a way to shine through.
Yeah, before we break down the match which we are covering here on the A stream further, which is Navi versus Heroic, why don't we take a look at our 1xBet predictions that we all did as talent at the start of ESL Pro League Season 15. You guys chat, I'm going to go downstairs and get my box.
Who did you go with?
Oh, I think we'll have the big reveal, Bleb, but I couldn't stay... I couldn't stay with NA on this one. I think there were too many...
I don't think anyone would have picked EG, right? Like, that would make no sense.
No one should have picked
Why would anyone pick EG when you have Navi and Heroic and Astralis?
All right, guys,
pick EG?
Let me jump in here. I've got my box. And yeah, there has been a trend for Group D with regards to our predictions. Like here, I got Moses, right?
He might pick EG.
No, he did not. Navi Heroic.
He's a logical human being. There we go.
Next one. Me. Guess what? NAVI, Heroic. And we can go through them all, pretty much all of them. Machine, NAVI, Heroic, etc., etc. We'll go down the list. Sadakist, he had the same.
Everyone's Navi Heroic.
Everyone
Makes sense,
is
right?
Navi Heroic, all right? But there are 2 outliers in the talent. 2 outliers. Firstly, one of the Serbian brothers himself.
Who's that?
YNK.
Yanko.
Yanko's a
Yanko?
logical person.
Yanko went EG. EG Heroic. But we know why that is. The brotherhood with Stewie, you know, that stretches also.
Counter-Strike's about brother.
And now, this one, potentially the most interesting of them all, the other Serbian brother, Mr. Kassad.
Kassad.
Now, Kassad, let me take my wonderful 1X box off here so I can get some space. Kassad went with Navi Astralis.
Wow.
And so he could potentially be right here, even though he was different to all of the rest of our predictions, because we were voting for 2 groups that are going to make it through. Astralis still have a chance, and that will be going on, of course, on the B stream, the Astralis matchup. And yeah, that's going to be...
I mean, speaking of...
Well, it's going to be exciting for Kassad and anybody to watch if they want to see that Astralis complexity match on the B stream. Right now, we have Heku ready for a check-in with all of that.
Hey Paula, right now I'm in the B tournament area. Behind me, pretty soon we're gonna see players from Astrality and Complexity, and today they will battle for the last spot in the playoffs. I'm gonna give you some updates between the maps of A stream, so stay tuned, and I'm really looking forward to see some really good CS.
Thank you so much, Heku. Yes, she's going to be giving us those B stream updates here on the A stream in between our segments.
Keep
and
it
whenever
rolling.
is appropriate.
Keep it rolling.
Keeping it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
Keeping it
Shout
rolling.
out to Alan Hender. Yeah, this is it, guys. The final hashtag the night shift of ESL Pro League Season 15. Because Maui, you're off tomorrow. You like feeling a bit emotional or anything?
I'm getting really teary-eyed. It's been a wonderful ride with you guys here and Alan Hender, and now I mean this is my last day, but I mean it couldn't be a better day. The games have so much to them. The stakes are high. There's going to be some excellent Counter-Strike, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to make sure I enjoy it.
The night shift's going to live on.
It lives on in our hearts.
It lives on in our hearts, and one day maybe we might even be back.
Paula, take it.
All right, yeah.
You're the host.
Yeah, I'm going to take it on from that. And since you're being a bit memey, I think we can talk about our hashtag EPL meme review. Now was the time where we're going to pick our winner. Obviously, Heku isn't up for the prize because she's talent. She's one of the people that helps pick all of this stuff. But just to get the juices flowing, you can see Henky Heku's meme there. Great work. And now we're on to the real entry.
Oh, I like this.
I like this one.
We've got Just Like a GG with me and Ibra, and then Harry and some sort of cat
Oh,
mate.
no, the best one is, like, the best description of this particular meme, especially, I like both of them would be, oh, we got Zlatan. It's like, no, we have Zlatan at
We
home.
have Zlatan at home. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we do have a couple other entries to go through. Yes, there we go. We've got West Coast Life on screen too. What have we got here? Complexity with number 2, NA, EG. Complexity, I said it first, with number 2. You're 0-3 in Pro League, so are you.
Wow.
NA on NA violence, baby.
Damn, that's kind of rough to see as an NA man.
I mean, at least an NA team won.
Hey,
Keep it rolling.
well, look, at the very least from that, we do
is
know
this?
Complexity still potentially can make it through. Moving on, we have Bison and his mental health explaining Cole's chances.
Please read it out loud, blah.
Okay, me explaining that there is a very real possibility that Complexity can beat Astralis in their final match of Group D, securing them a playoff spot and saving NA from ridicule worldwide, but only if they have cytoplasm extruding vicariously transatlantic Tenchu Ninja Assassin Bad Boy in the house.
In a D house.
Makes sense.
Did he lose his mind like halfway
Bad boy
through
in a
that?
D house.
That made no sense.
Is that the point?
I don't know why you just threw in a vicarious
Word
there.
vomit at the very end of that. There's vicarious Tenchu, Ninja
I tell you-
Assassin.
Ninjas.
What?
I tell you what, though, Tenchu, great video game series. They should totally bring it back.
Wow.
No one cares, Paula.
Well, I tell you, some people that do care, there are 2 of them waiting in the wings. Legends of the game. Some of the voices of Counter-Strike. It's Jason Moses O'Toole and Matthew Sadekis.
Is that Silver
And
Sadekis?
these 2 are going to be the
Yeah.
judges of the hashtag
It's Silver
ECL.
Case. Yeah, can we talk
meme
about
review.
Is that the Silver Sadekis?
Can we talk
It is a
about that as a meme? Like I haven't done a ranked matchmaking in forever. We play one game, I get the top ADR, and CS:GO's like, hey, welcome back. Have this silver rank, even though you just played with 9
Because that's where he
globals.
belongs.
Wait, I think Valve's the best.
Just
meme.
take what you can get, Matt. You're lucky you got one.
I mean, look, I'm like really excited to smurf against brand new people of the game next week, Jason. That's all I can say.
I think we all did a great job. We queued up with Bled, Maui Snake over there on the desk. We won, what, like 4-0 last night, 3-0, something like that in the matchmaking. That was great. So we'll see you guys in EU on the servers later on this week. Personally, for me, I like the explaining the playoff implications of complexity. That was my favorite meme.
Okay, I actually liked the we're number 2 NA1, where they're. I mean, look, it's kind of cheap.
It's too close to home.
Well, the problem is it's kind of almost too easy because NA is a meme in general, and they just put 2 NA teams on it, so it's like meming the memes. But that one was kind of, you know, it stood out. They were all yelling and screaming. Liquid's probably standing in the corner going, "Yeah, whatever, guys, we're still number 1."
It's Always Sunny is incredible, so you have to go with that meme. Charlie's one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest television characters of all time, right up there with Kramer.
Well,
yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're pumped for this matchup as well. We're pumped for all the matches today. We're obviously going to be covering one, but the implications are fantastic. That complexity Astralis game is going to be massive. So I know you guys got 2 screens.
Matt
one up
and
on the second one. What's up, boys on the desk?
Have to reel you in a bit here, boys, because you were supposed to pick.
What are we doing here?
Pick a winner, guys.
We are supposed to pick a winner.
Pick a winner. I thought we just.
No. We didn't agree on one.
I picked.
You have to
arm wrestle over it.
You have to
rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2,
rock,
3.
paper, scissors. Are we rock, paper, scissors?
Quickly.
Do it.
1, 2.
Wait, whoa. Rock, paper, scissors, go. Not
Okay,
rock,
sure.
paper, shoot. Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, go. Rock, paper, scissors, go. Rock,
Mind
paper,
games.
scissors, go.
Mind games.
Go.
Mind games.
What the hell?
What is happening?
Oh.
That was good. That was great. I did win, though, and I'm going with we're number 2.
Wait, number 2.
Right,
So
Coast Life.
Yeah, all right. Guys, you're the utmost professional, amazing people, and we'll see you on the cast. Thank you so much. The winner is West Coast Live for number 2 in NA.
That was more competitive than most of the EG games I won.
Oh my
That rock,
God,
paper, scissors, I was worried that was going to go on like a CSGO overtime.
That was like, yeah, that was one of the longest rock, paper, BO1s ever, man. That was...
I'm just going to say that I agree with Jason. I think the final one was the funniest. I mean, and especially Sunny and Philly.
Man, I thought It's Always Sunny one was funnier too, actually.
Yeah, right.
I like when it just gets ridiculous.
It just made no sense at the end there.
Yeah, I like when things just get off the rails, like our desk.
Yeah, because right now we are totally off the rails, but that's what we do here at #TheNightShift when we're having fun at ESL Pro League Season 15. Hopefully, you're going to see some players having fun on the server when it's NAVI versus Heroic, finding out who's the best of the best when it comes to Group D. Everybody at home, do not go anywhere. We'll come back with the pre-match segment very, very shortly.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose teen badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium. The complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Пацаны, кто второй? Он дает флешку и пикает потом. Со стартом я убил, понял? Я так и делаю, расхуяриваю. Не, я говорю, он так делает. Флеш. Я вообще не боюсь, я буду божим убивать.
Молли дали? Не убил.
Got deja vu here as an even exchange leaves us with a 4-on-4. Masuta, this is brave. The flash is a bit of an indicator for Perfecto to be on high alert.
тоже.
Один еще может быть. Го перетянемся. Валерий, иди бэш.
Here goes Navi just chipping away at the fully bought up Vitality.
Yeah, they're B splitting now. There are no shocks is isolated on that side. Kyogen can't push long.
Парень нет.
Нет, я иду.
Ворот, и он спалил. Он один все еще.
Мы на две флешки к нам идет, он к нам идет.
Он развей.
Давай.
Я на флешку перед выходом дал. Он смоки
Дал, вышел мид.
Это он, нет?
Второй будет, нет, второй.
Сдай, беги.
Дал в мой.
Ворота, он один.
Возможно.
Контроль, я не могу пройти.
Дай смог.
33.
У тебя.
Да что? Два
Дай смог, я 33.
Я ставлю сразу.
ЛБТшка.
Бомба закрыта.
ЛБТшка. Знаю это.
Окей.
У тебя есть гранаты?
Молик есть.
Я буду окно лезть, братан.
Лезь окно.
Возможно, с матом. Аккуратно, чего, ворот. Возьми флешку. Здесь.
Второй был. ЛП. Он думает, что будет лес.
Умница.
Умничка, Валера.
I think would be interesting play against Heroic because they're good opponents. In 21 they play good and interesting play with them now.
From Surf and Flex to the raging rapids of who's going to top Group D here at ESL Pro League Season 15. Will it be NAVI or Heroic? Blair, Maui, I want to start off by reacting to that interview that we did with Bit prior to them starting their Group D matches. He said that he's most interested, and his team are most interested in playing Heroic, and now they're here to decide who's the best.
They're also most interested in playing Heroic because the core of Heroic have never beaten Navi yet, at least in the past couple of years. You go back to the last 4 times you saw it there as well. They played in the Blast World Finals, they played in the Blast Fall Finals, they played at the PGL Major, they played at ESL Pro League Season 14. And all 4 times they lost. And guess who won each and every one of those events, Maui?
Navi.
But, so yeah, Navi have a great record against Heroic, but on the flip side, Heroic are on a 7-series winning streak. So this is 2 forces going head-to-head.
2 giants, Paula, 2 of the best teams in the world, arguably the 2 best teams in the world, actually. There's some caveats, there's some things that people can say about, oh, there's a couple teams that should be better, but right now, in terms of form, these teams are both at the tip-top of the mountain, and it's cool to see them hit each other with the amount of velocity that they have.
I just think it's great to see them hit each other. On Heroic side of things, one thing that we can be certain of is that they are consistently good. Look at those ratings for Refresh, Seduce, and Tessis.
Shush. Shush. I mean, the great thing about this, Paula, and you look at those 3 riflers, is they have such vastly different roles on the roster, and the fact that they all can find success just speaks volumes about how good the system is and the structure is that Cadian and Exist have put in place for Heroic. They are all thriving. Everybody's eating, Bleh.
Absolutely, and you're not even talking about the big hungry hippo in the team, which is Staven, right? Like, he is the star player. You have Kaden as well as the AWP player, IGL/IGL, one of the strongest 5-man lineups we have in Counter-Strike right now. And we alluded to this early on in the beginning of the group as well. Probably one of the best studio LAN environment teams in CS. And guess what we have here today, Paula? It's a studio LAN environment.
Look, if what Maui said is correct about Heroic, that everybody's eating, maybe we can find out from Shush what he had for breakfast.
Hey everybody, right now I'm joined by Shush from Heroic. Shush, at this point I've set up myself a goal to get to interview every member of Heroic, and you are the only one that I'm missing in my collection, so finally I'm getting to talk to you. Since it is already Sunday and it's already the end of the week, we can start to kind of like make some conclusions. Obviously, so far the hardest opponent that you had was Astralis, but against who was it the most fun to play?
Probably Astralis. Like, even though it was a hard match, individually I did really good, so I thought it was a fun match. Like, even my 1v4, I went into the 1v3 thinking, okay, I can do this. I'm gonna bring my team back. And I also told the team that, okay, guys, I clutched this not for fun. Like, we have to step up and win now.
So you were the one giving the motivational speeches, not Kaden.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of true. Like, I was disappointed in the guys. Like, we need to step up. I'm not clutching this for fun. Like,
well, today you're going to be playing against the final boss. You're going to play against NAVI. Considering that during the whole week they basically played with Hattrick, was it actually hard to prepare against them because you don't really have like any like new data?
I mean, it was kind of Pug style when they had Hattrick. But, I mean, we rather want to play against Boomla or Boomich. So I'm excited. I really want to beat them.
Then I'm looking forward to see you do that. Thank you very much.
Shush is excited for what's ahead. I like the fact that Heku framed Na'Vi to him as the final boss. Do you think when they see Simple going through the corridors, they hear the Elden Ring boss music and the orchestral themes come in?
If there was some, I don't know, like mix between Counter-Strike and Elden Ring, Simple has to be probably the final raid boss, right? Like, Heroic are this D&D team, you know, like 4 or 5 members. They're going on a raid, they're a raid team, and then Simple boss music shows up, and that is Simple here today.
Simple is leading so many statistical categories right now. Rating, KPR, he's one of the best in DPR, KAST,
entries,
entry frags.
It makes no sense.
ABC,
A, B, C, D, E, F,
XYZ,
G.
all the letters, all
1,
the
2,
numbers.
3, all I know is Simple and me, we would be the best duo of all time. But just because of Simple.
It didn't even rhyme.
Just because of Simple. Just because of Simple.
All right, everybody, let's talk maps. We've got the map pool up on screen for Heroic versus Na'Vi over the past 3 months.
Yeah, obviously you don't see Vertigo there. Na'Vi doesn't play that. You have Dust 2, which will be taken out of the equation. Inferno, yeah, you can't really see the bar there because Na'Vi haven't really played it much, but that is something which could potentially catch Heroic off guard, because yesterday we saw Na'Vi almost capitulate on the T side, but the CD side, Maui, that was impressive.
Oh, it was incredibly impressive. But looking at the maps there, I think that should paint a picture for where we are headed in this one. Of course, the bans are going to come out, Dust 2 and Vertigo. That's just expected. For Heroic, though, they do have an option here if they want it. Yeah, if they want to go for Overpass, and they do.
There we go.
I like it. I like that pick.
Mirage.
And there we go. Nice call, Bleh. Nice call.
Thank you, man. That's why we're getting paid the big bucks, you know. As a decider, I think it might be Inferno here. I think Na'Vi might ban out Nuke, if I'm not mistaken. And nope, never mind. They're convinced. They still believe in the Nuke pick, which is fair enough. It's fair enough. They were the best team on this map at one point in time. But if I'm Heroic, if it goes to map number 3, they're feeling happy.
Guys, we have under a minute left before we kick this off. Overpass, Mirage, Nuke. Who is going to be 5-0 in Group D like Movistar Riders did in Group C? Is it going to be Heroic or is it going to be Natus Vincere?
If Heroic are to do it, that is them getting their first win as a unit, as a core over the giants that are Na'Vi. However, I gotta say, man, Na'Vi with Boomich back and just the tenacity they showed yesterday in the game against Astralis, I'm gonna have to side with Simple and his merry men.
Maui Snake.
I can't go against Simple. The best player in the server, the best player in the world, the best of all time. There's no way I could predict against him today because he's still in the peak of his form.
You can keep it numbers. I believe in the magic.
Well, you know what they say. Keep it simple, stupid. I think Na'Vi is taking this one, but it would be amazing to see Heroic reach heights that we've not yet seen. This is what's up next, everybody. It's going to be an amazing match. It's Na'Vi versus Heroic. Matt, Jason, over to you.
Thank you so much, Paula. Yes, we get straight into it on Overpass, and I do believe this will be a great match. It determines who will top Group D, and therefore get straight through into the top 8 of the playoffs, into a great position, and a great position right now for Bit as he falls back. He's left in the open. How does he hit 2? In that situation with the USP, Shush will try to combat that with aggression toward the bathrooms, having already gotten the kill. It's Boomich that's left inside the site. This is a fast pistol round, Jason.
Yeah, and I mean, it might have been effective. It might have really caught him off guard if it wasn't for Bit. He had no business getting a double kill. Stound's going to try and bring this back. This is still possible despite the incredible opening from Bit in this final match of Group D for both of these teams. Flank from Electronic, it's massive, but he can't connect the shot. He wants to stay alive. He doesn't need to commit to the fight. He needs to make sure they can't fall back, and actually, they might choose to double up and aggress upon him. They might assume that it's just one player on this flank.
Electronic sliding in down to the stairwell position, the underpass. Try to come up and make contact, lock them in. He's at least gotten the information. Cadian is aware and is going searching. This will buy some time and space because they have to try and open the map back up, first and foremost, and also not get flanked before they could arrive on the site. So even though they got the response on Bit, and it looked like it was going to be a quick play, they really can't get anywhere now.
No, but this is relatively smart from Heroic. I mean, kind of all they can do at the moment. Cadian just making sure that Electronic is truly pushed all the way back. Stound is making sure he can't get spotted. So you're putting a little bit of pressure on Navi to make a decision of which bomb site they want to protect. That's great. Shooting from Stound. Here we go. The dualies. Perfecto locked into the corner. He's got no backup. They're so low. Spamming away. He's got the first.
Dooley's doing damage, but can't collect the kill. The UPS could be a one-shot wonder. It is, but it's in the hands of Electronic instead. The CT side wins it out in a one-on-one, and Navi take the first round.
Ooh, that's crazy, and that's just a taste of what's to come. Both of these teams, you could see Heroic put on the back foot by these kills from Bit. Look at, this is such an uncomfortable fight in every way. Running backwards, trying to get into cover. He knows so many bodies are coming at him. Has no business getting that second kill. But a nice shooting and a good block from Simple. Actually, the block didn't even necessarily help that kill. It actually might have made that a little bit risky, but as we know...
It did give him space to walk out without being gray screen, but you're right. There was actually not vision.
Peak was coming in before he would have had the benefit of that space, right? But, I mean, look, he made it work. Still, Heroic makes it competitive. One-on-one that Electronic wins out.
And he goes on to the FAMAS in this round. 2 of them in the round. It's Perfecto that holds the other one Bit right onto the M4. Interestingly, Boomich and Simple the ones that are on the MP9s. Scout for Cadian. I've been enjoying the Scout lately. I know this is going to sound terrible. I kind of miss the jump Scout just because it was...
That does sound terrible.
Look, it wasn't great, but it was exciting, right? And I think the Scout's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit in these rounds, but we're seeing it more and more now that the Deagle body shot damage has been buffed. It's really coming back in, and I think it's pretty solid right now.
Oh, there's the tag. Boomich not aware the test is so close. That's dangerous. That's an AK-47. That's the entry that's going to be provided. What a great march from Heroic up long with the cover. Bit, again, in a very difficult spot, but he's going to find safety in the bathroom. Simple is covering his back, but the A-bomb site, for the moment, is under a lot of pressure. Good kill from Bit as Stound tries to cross in.
Need to be aware of Refresh that's still working out because Simple naturally would want to get closer. No one's even looking at this yet. Bit realizing now that Simple's there, he's got to turn it around. Rifle down, and Refresh was desperate to get toward it, but could not. Bomb planted. Heroic in a great situation considering the round they were working with, and Tessus still has this AK-47 in his hand against the 2 FAMASes, but they'll peak relatively together, we'll call it, and certainly were there for the trade. If one had gone down, Perfecto and Electronic went out the round.
Yeah, trying to change his position out of bathroom so maybe he could catch a player off guard and just gets caught in transition. Nicely done. A challenging round for Navi. Actually, with that plant, it could be interesting if Heroic wants to actually go back into this. They almost made that by work. They know they've got to have the money from Navi pretty low on an edge. They're going to invest somewhat. So going to continue applying pressure. 2 very close rounds between these 2 teams. Winner of this match goes on to the quarterfinals of the ESL Pro League playoffs. The loser drops down to the round of 12. A little bit of different format than what we're used to seeing at the IEM events. This round-robin group stage into an extended playoff bracket. And as someone who's dropped down into that round of 12, it's like it's a grueling process to play that extra series as well in the playoffs. Electronic's going to be playing behind the smoke. And Heroic is just going to take standard control. Small buy, only partial investments from most of the players. Again, that Hero AK on Tesses. Worked wonders in the previous round, providing them the opening onto Boomich. But again, the goal here, even if there's not going to be a victory, is that you have the weapons to get a few kills and continue to keep this money for Navi as low as possible. Perhaps deny the op on Simple as long as humanly possible. A lot of information is gathered from Bit, and he can hear these footsteps running. He can hear them running back to the B bomb site. Oh, this is so beautiful. He's not really going to see anyone, obviously. He's not going to even go for a kill. But the fact that he's hearing these footsteps is massive. Boomich still has to be kept honest in case there's a lurker. But Navi knows everything that's happening. And now Bit gets put into play. This is perfect.
Bit is absolutely, I was about to say, in the perfect position, but they're starting to run away from him. That makes it difficult with the MP9 at range, but he makes no mistake and still finds 2 headshots. And he gets the information for his teammates. He might as well soften them up at that point because he's not going to catch them before the contact's made, so just do damage. He gets 2 headshots is about as good as you could have expected in that.
And importantly, the victory, the third round for Navi, but not just that. That flank, I mean, allows Navi to keep 4 players surviving in that round. So the entire goal of it to do economic damage to the Navi defense is entirely negated. Benefit, I think, of a lack of head armor for Bit to get that long-range kill on the first player. And now we have the full buy coming in for Heroic. AK-47s and Galil. Navi have survived the early pressure.
Refresh, backing away. Molotov, and oh, damage, tons of.
Yikes.
Down to 14. That must have been from Boomich from that exact position.
That's not a fun spam to take.
No, not really. Oh, that's a lovely flash, though. Not a fun bullet to take if you're Bit.
It's a lovely sequence. The Molotov to force him out into the opener to make sure that he's going to be in the open to catch that flashbang full on. Oh, good. Oh, no.
Wow.
Refresh gets dinked through the boards, and he says, screw it. I'll take 2 down through the smoke.
So just Boomich and Simple left to fight this round. It looked like it was going to be a good start with Refresh taking that damage, like you say, and then a lot of aggressive map control. Boomich going to try and repeat this, hold an angle, see the man first. He will. Absolutely no mistake. Takes down Tessus.
This will be interesting because this is one of the great things that Navi did yesterday in the first map of their BO3 against Astralis is win rounds like this, 2-on-5s, 3-on-5s, incredible heroic individual plays.
This is interesting from Simple. Self-smoke, he's going to try and play around it. It's perfect so far! He actually got 2 in that sequence. Bomb was dropped. If he had found the third, my God, what a play that would have been. But it's Boomich now that has a chance. Thanks to that self-smoke. Thanks to that cagey play from Simple. And as he goes over the dumpster, unfortunately, he does not account for the fact that Shush was the one still over by the truck. It's Heroic with their first round, but man, oh man, even that was tense.
Yeah, tough 1v2 for Boomich to win, not knowing where that second player was, but you can see the danger. He gets 1 kill towards the B bomb site, and just the individual skill showing up, making it possible. This is wonderful. Once you kill the first player, he's like, all right, I know what this play is. I know what's going on. Usually there's a second player next to him, and he finds himself too. Good on Refresh. Boomich might have also thought that smoke was going to last a little bit longer.
Simple waiting and holding.
He's got the op as well. Bid in bathrooms. Electronic controls-ish. Not anymore. Saw his toes. Didn't even get a chance to fight back. Perfecto's gonna have to get this contact, but he's gonna have to stay alive. Simple still looking towards sandbags, towards short. They're gonna hear that scope, and that's gonna give the information not only that there's an op in play and they don't want to mess with it, but also they know where Simple is.
Yep.
And he's gonna rotate off, reposition to the other side of the map. We actually heard Kadian talking about this exact thing when he was on the cast with us yesterday, the op repositioning as well. And he's reading it at the moment. You could see he sent the bomb back. He said, okay, you guys spotted him out over at the B bomb site. He knows that. We know that. He's going to come over towards A. They've read it perfectly, but you still can't stop him.
The one thing they didn't read is the problem is that the late smoke was thrown from CT, and it was designed entirely to shut down and anyone taking this B site. So even though Simple gets 2 kills on A, they're going to march in open at this point in time. So they figured it out, Heroic. They certainly were aware as soon as that op was on the other side and what that smoke meant that he was likely the one that even threw it. So good read. Cadian, as you say, was the one to talk about it. He's very aware in these situations, as we found out yesterday, just listening to his assessment of both Navi and Astralis. But the rotation back around, that's brilliant from Navi.
Well, the brilliant part about it is they start the retake with about 8 seconds left on the clock while the bomb is being planted. So they know, they have a 4-on-3. When the bomb is being planted, it's a 4-on-2, and the planter can't get up to help. He has to make sure that bomb gets down. What a great job. And also pulling attention away from the player coming from sandbags as well. That was the one they wanted to stop it, but they're swinging out Perfecto and Bit to take attention away from that second angle. And Simple with his kit is going to get the defuse. They actually even have time to run all the way to the other side of the map. They went out towards long A to get the AK-47s that Simple picked off earlier. What a turnaround.
Yep. 2 huge kills. I mean, at this point, I was really thinking that this is probably the end of the round, because he gets 2 here. They're already walking into Monster. B's wide open. You don't have any other weaponry, but still, they managed to pull it off. So Navi in a super good position now, going up 4-1. That'll break the economy yet again. They'll be back to Tech 9s and just P250s.
God, that's got to be so crushing as well. That's got to be a very difficult thing to encounter early on in this game if you are Heroic. That's a lot of momentum taken out of your sails. And also, I mean, just the fact that your plans just get all stopped, crushed. Perfecto, gonna have a lot of bodies at him. Moving through, they found a great timing. Pressure on once again. Heroic trying to bust into this B bomb site, but the 3 players who came through the smoke and through Monster are just gonna back away. Happy to have gone 1 for 1 and forced out some extra nades from the Navi defense.
Simple holding with the AWP again, this time backside of the A site. They're trying to rotate this around. Good. I mean, credit to Heroic. They continue to find picks in these lesser gun rounds. They are still making it awkward. They're making it a contest. Sure, if they can't win it out entirely, at least they can break down the economy and keep Navi honest with this scoreline. I mean, they're doing the job.
It's a story as old as time. Like when even on the CT side, even when you're winning and you're kind of racking up rounds, when you're not winning them clean and money's going low. Well, Simple has a flashbang for him. Here we go. Bit's gonna peek with that, and he's gonna get dropped. Molotov was coming in as well. Good shot from Tessa, is probably completely blind.
Definitely blind to some degree because it was shown on the HUD, but that was a lovely shot on the AK either way. Again, finding another kill. It's only 1 for 1 on each of these occasions, and it starts to thin the defense considerably. So even though they can't get any of the rifles they've put on the ground, it's going to make this a very winnable situation for Heroic. They still have to contend with the fact that Electronic is shrinking the map on them, though.
Well, Navi's doing, we saw Bit earlier, Electronic a couple times in Pisteron, and now here he's going to get 1 more. So yeah, Refresh and Tesses are into the bomb site again. So low on the time, they need the kills. Turns, oh no, Tesses, 1 more. That's a quad kill. That is incredible stuff from Tesses. He had the 2 hero AKs earlier, and he's living up to the team name now. Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful indeed. That's ridiculous. The fact that he's able to pull this off, again, it goes back to picks sustainably. They can slow the whole map down at this point in time. I like that. That's a foolish shot. That's one of the ones that you hit in deathmatch just because. Like, you turn around and you swing and you're like, click. Oh, cool, got him.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. The shot you normally wouldn't think you would take. Like, yeah, unreal.
And now, I mean, we've mentioned the economy a couple of times and how it's being kept limited. Oh, my lord. So aggressive. Nobody from Heroic heard it. There goes Tess's. There goes the People's Champ from the last few rounds on the Heroic side of things. I want to go back to the point because I was saying Electronic and Bit, and just Navi in general, a really cool game in terms of philosophy in the mid-round, controlling the center stairs and controlling that underpass location. Just even more getting information. Electronics had a couple of those nice flanks that round, and on the pistol round, obviously that one got shut down by Tess's, but important part of the map that Navi's controlling in the mid-round.
So Boomich this time to work out. Shush. Pushing up Electronic, though, on the other side of that is also getting aggressive. So we saw Simple start this round by pushing all the way out. You're right, they didn't hear it. He gets away with that, by the way. He even sat there for a minute like, where's the repeat, guys? Come on. And now we're going to see a little bit of a forward stance in toward water, which is not uncommon. Good Molotov. KDM was ready for that. He takes Perfecto down. In fact, rather, it was the other way around. Stalin was shooting, and it was the Molotov that got the kill. So the damage was there either way. Electronic still holding. He knows now for certain that there will be someone coming this way. Great read. The Apex arch jump off the top of the tunnel bounces the man back down to his aim, and this is a slaughter. Simple can be as aggressive as he like. At the start of the round, it's all on to bit 1-on-4.
Yeah, Heroic looking clean and polished. That was a great take, especially losing the opening kill in that fashion. Just down to bit. So clean as well. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake, or maybe a big mistake considering the consequences from Perfecto playing Toxic Barrels when there's nobody to smoke out that Molotov. He didn't have one, his teammates didn't have one. He was forced into a fight that you ain't ever gonna win.
Nice shot, at least with the CZ. I'm useless. I think I've shot that gun like 4 times, but fair play. Bit is very good with it apparently in that situation. He'll take the AK for it. But we've got a 1-round game. And this is exactly the series we want. Now, I do want to see this from Heroic on a stage, but I will say, Cadian, we saw it yesterday when casting with us. He's very good at assessing and analyzing the other teams in almost a counter-strategy aspect. And his reads were pretty solid in what he was expecting yesterday. And I will say, the struggles that Heroic have, they usually give NAVI a pretty good game. So he's certainly aware of what they do, and I would say probably watches quite a few of their demos. So this is exactly what the results should be like for a team like Heroic against NAVI.
That's such a well-coordinated take of water as well. A player messing with door, Electronic had to keep his attention there. His teammate goes down at sandbags, meaning Electronic had to look to the left, and he's dropped from the tunnel. This is great. One thing that we've seen a couple times as well that we can keep our eye on, a lot is always said about Simple, obviously, for good reason, but we saw it yesterday, his ability when the team is struggling, his ability to just take over games. Here at the start, I mean, pushing up with the AWP in the round where he had the only real weapon to fight with at AWP, gets the 2 kills at long aggressively to make sure they can actually rotate back in time. That round that they just lost opens it up by pushing forward towards Playground to get the opening kill. He's just kind of flexing early on in these rounds, which is cool to see. Star player saying he's going to give his team all the advantages.
Oh, missed chance for Refresh. Shush will at least follow it up. Refresh makes good on the second one with Shush getting the assist, and in comes Cadian with the Tech 9 again. Speed on the take at B. Now, there wasn't a lot of weapons against them, to be fair, and this, to be fair, is Bit coming around behind, holding onto the AK. Can't imagine he's going to engage at this point in time.
No, especially because this might have to be, I mean, certainly, yeah, this might have to be like a little bit of a double save to a certain degree, or a smaller buy again in the next round. NAVI doesn't really have the losing bonus and the money built up to get a strong buy in the next one. They're going to get about 2,400, so they can get some M4s. Simple will be kept off that AWP. They'll have a decision to make if they want to buy. I imagine they just go for it with this AK-47. Boomich praying he can get one with the USP, but unlikely. Does get the dink. These B hits so far from Heroic in the early going have been super impressive, super impactful. Seen a couple 1-for-1 trades, but the actual set pieces into the site have been excellent. They've been wonderful. You have to wonder if that's going to put pressure on NAVI, if they're going to have to give a bit more attention to that side of the map.
All 3 games simultaneous at this point as well. So as we mentioned earlier, the EG game, the Complexity game, Ego and Astralis, they're all in action. Not playing in that order, but you understand what I mean. I realized I conveyed that not in the most organized way.
Yeah, maybe could have thrown it together. Yeah, Astralis Complexity is going to be on ESL B stream, and AGO EG is going to be on the C stream.
And there is still a chance that Complexity could get through. Astralis fighting for a chance as well. EG's pretty much done with at this point. And AGO, I think, as well. But look, I'm not a mathematician, okay? Jason, I'm just a guy that talks.
Oh, we know.
I'm a physicist.
I was actually gonna bring it up. You're not a physicist either.
Tessa's clearing out the stairway position right now to the underpass. Clearing that will be beneficial for him to get forward of the site. There is no one down there. They've also got someone at the end of the hall, so they're pretty confident that unless he's just sitting in the cubby, which is unlikely and really not a threat at this point in time. This is crazy how much contact they've had at Monster, by the way.
This time Perfecto does have a smoke, and he's not playing Toxic Barrels. Electronic over at Sandbags. They're going to be fighting from the back of the bomb site. Perfecto up top to peer over the smoke. Would like to find someone around the edge, but great utility usages force him off the angle. Perfect flashbang.
Nice shots from Boomich. Would have thought the follow-up would have been in Refresh's favor because it was a similar angle. He could almost see the muzzle flash from the AK, but couldn't quite locate it fast enough. Boomich down to 30 HP, but now it's on bits, and he has long. He's still worried there's someone behind him. Shadow showing easy first shot. He's going to keep his attention in the sight, knowing that they're wrapping it around 11 seconds. Stowen has to hold this. Backing away, they're not going to go for it. He's out. Stowen doesn't have the confidence to have KD and cover him off, and as they try and fade away, here comes Electronic. Stowen needs to stay alive as well. Time's gone now, and he needs to keep the AK in play. That's aggressive to slide out. Man, oh man, he stays up, though.
Yeah, that's an attitude swing. Well, he wanted that fight so bad. He might have just mistimed it. Maybe he was thinking he'd go down before the time. Regardless, 5-4. Navi survive a tough scenario. Even with the opening 2 kills, Heroic realize they've put so much pressure on this bomb site. They've had so much success, and that's kind of the play off your previous success, right? That's a strategy that's called due to the success you've had at the B bomb site the previous 2-3 rounds, pressuring there. 2 players, you activate them to try and go for the kills, at least the trade onto Boomich, which would have made that way more effective. And then your other 3 players are working towards A, because you know they likely cheated, likely had someone just slide over a bit further than usual.
Electronic inside of the cubby at water is going to try and hold door and make sure no one can come through the tunnel. That is a smoke. The gray was as such that I thought the door was actually still closed, but it's not. You can see straight through it now. Meanwhile, check it longs down with the knife using the corner wall as best he can. Bit, I'm not sure he spotted that, but when we got to his perspective, was already rotating over to his left anyway. Now, this is a one and done. Pending repeak, but it's a tough position.
It's a one and done if there's 2 players there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Although you could make the argument Boomich in the last round was in a one and done position. Ooh, it's actually a nothing.
None and done.
Yeah, that would have been better. Electronic, gonna back away, gotta be careful. The off angle, shush, started moving right at the last second.
Slow reaction.
Yeah, fortunate frag for Electronic. We're evened out, although considering the HP on Cadian and Tess's, they can get cleaned up rather easily. Just a stray bullet that Cadian catches is gonna take him down. And he can't sit back with an op. He's got to be forward with the AK-47 this round. He's going to try and activate Refresh through this smoke and monster tunnel. Oh, that's perfect. That's such a perfect flashbang. Perfecto had him covered, but indeed he lost the battle. And the bomb is just lurking up long. It's a fake. It was a ruse all along.
Boomich, though, getting 1 kill. They're already rotating back. Simple's got Cadian covered off. What's the read on this? They instantly knew. Simple's on the turn, and he's got Tessus as well. You were absolutely right. Perfecto tried to cover, but couldn't do it. Boomich is on the case. What a read. I'm not sure what it was that caused it, but Simple catching out Cadian inside a connector was massive.
Let's talk about it again, because Navi controlling that central staircase is so important so far in this game. A couple flanks, that one again, massively impactful. And look at the way Heroic's working on the map. They're doing a lot of probing towards the B bombs, a lot of 2 or 3 player plays to activate someone to put him through the smoke. This time it was a fake. The extremities are what Heroic is focusing on, which means Navi has complete control and information upon that passageway between the bomb sites whenever they've pushed up to get aggressive in that scenario. It's working wonderfully, that philosophy that Navi's brought into this defense. It's working wonderfully. They still only have a 2-round lead.
Shush with an odd shot.
That has just been an accident. It happens.
Tap the mouse. Yeah, he's got one of those very finicky...
They're pros. They're not perfect.
Mouse clicking devices. Buttons. That's the word I was actually looking for. Couldn't think of it, bizarrely.
Nice.
Yep, but it happens. Does. I have a mouse like that. You rest your hand on it too graciously, and boom, you click. Thankfully, I swapped that mouse out.
Good on you. Simple with an off angle out towards long. He's going to get blinded, though. Flashbang coming in. Simple. Oh, the peek was a little bit quick. Tassis is thinking he wants to clear the corner. Simple at the off angle is able to catch him before that flashbang pops, before the timing. And now Heroic has to deal with this. They can't let Simple just sit here, because it does look like they want to move towards long. And good on her. We're going to refresh, excuse me. Doesn't even take any damage.
Oh, he wanted that fight. He was immediately on the move to Simple. Not scared of that at all. Bit, meanwhile, on the site, blinded, has Boomich covering inside of the truck corner. Good first find, refresh gone. This time around, couldn't follow it up. Flower pot position, headshot shows, and Shush was able to get the shot over top of it. Flank for Electronic, good for one. Again. And Cadian's gone. 7 seconds trying to get the AWP out. Tagged once, but despite slowing his movement down, he will get far enough back for safety.
There's been some awesome stuff from Heroic, and they're not playing a bad game at all, but it does feel like tactically to a certain extent, Navi has the upper hand so far in some of these reads. Electronic is a menace on the flanks, and obviously that is just good positioning from Simple, as Tessis is hyper-focused on the corner. And due to that presence, able to rotate a third player, Perfecto and Boomich, to those bomb sites. Or to the A-bomb site to be there. Timeout taken. This is from Heroic as they want to discuss things and talk things over. Listen, we'll just refer it again because since we had Katie and we gotta pick his brain a little bit. And one of the things we talked to him about was the idea of how many timeouts you want to kind of use. And I mean, one thing he mentioned is on the T side, you can afford to like kind of burn an extra timeout if you really feel like it's necessary. It's easier to adapt when you're on the CT side, he said. So they haven't been in any kind of a hole that's forced them to burn timeouts early or anything like that.
I think that's absolutely true, just looking at the fundamentals of Counter-Strike, right? You play CT, you're usually relying on 1 or 2 guys. Okay, we're going to go aggressive. Okay, flash me in. Okay, maybe I'll hold this angle. T-side, you got a lot more coordination that you've all got to kind of be on the same page. So yeah, I can understand that. Smoke down, Cadian is through that. The early Molotov was already placed as well. There's a second one that covered off the door to the park. Bit, ooh, he wanted to go that direction, knowing that they were going to be held out, but he gets the fountain instead. Problem with the fountain, obviously, is that they can go through the park and get behind him, so he's going to back off that angle entirely.
Yeah, and he's been aggressive there once or twice, and I think he's gotten caught once. That time hiding behind the fountain, Cadian was jumping to try and bait out a shot that didn't come from Bit. Simple surely will check behind him when that Molotov clears. He's got Shush in the staircase beneath. Oh no, excuse me, he's not even in the staircase. I read the minimap wrong. Tough angle, especially with Bit there in support. Good kill from Simple. Great trade from Cadian, and Bit's not fast enough.
Shush, a couple shots speculatively toward the smoke. Perfecto on the drain sewage grate. He's gonna find 2 from that position. It's a texture spot. You get up high, dark pipes or rather steel behind you, and the CT texture, it can work out well.
It's a really difficult spot to clear without a flashbang. Really, really tough, and you can see why. Perfecto gets the early glimpse, even gets aggressive, tapping away a dink onto Cadian. 20 seconds, Cadian's at 10 HP, bomb is down in Monster Tunnel. They'd have to commit to the B bomb site even if they were able to recover it, so Cadian's gonna call it off. It's gonna be a save for Heroic, these final 2 players, and they have no money outside of these 2 guys. These are gonna be the only weapons that Heroic can bring into the next round. 4-round lead for Navi. So they survived a lot of really, really dangerous and high-pressure rounds from Heroic. Who ripped that economic control away pretty early, but it's back in Navi's hands now.
Back in their hands, and getting a bit of an extension, because, as you say, 7-4. Did look like it was going to be closer for a while. Simple, I believe it was yesterday in the series against Astralis, had 89 kills. Not anything ridiculously crazy for his standards, but still has been solid throughout this tournament, and as Maui said, is at the peak of his form. Still very close distribution right now, aside from Cadian on the Heroic side. Katowice, you go back to the group stages, and Shush was the highest rated. Was it Stowen or Shush? I think they had moments each. Maybe it was Stowen that was the highest rated in the group stage.
Stowen was playing like a beast.
Yeah.
That was like a coming out party for Stowen. Just being like cementing some status as kind of the star player of Heroic. Cadian takes a lot of the attention, obviously, for some incredible plays he's had in his career and just the personality, but Stowen has been a beast. Electronic towards Sandbags, spots the shoulder of one. He knows he's likely boxed in, and Boomich is going to peek from the other angle. They're trying to keep Electronic tucked into the corner. Boomich comes in for some support, and again, they don't want anything to do with the fight. So NAVI force away the attack. They sweep it aside. 3 versus 5 for Heroic.
Passively inside of the site, though, they're going to concede Monster once again and try and just cover this when they cross over. So Monster flashed. Stown already on the sandbag position. They've got Heaven as well. Don't forget, Simple is there with the AWP. He's going to use the railing so we can see a little bit closer as well. Smoke to cover the catwalk position. But who's above that? Electronic, waiting the whole time, and he can fall off that angle. It's hard to wall, but he goes back up for more. Wrong decision for him to make. As he goes down, Stowen uses it in reverse, and he knows there was one to his right, but he's worried of Ramp, because when he swings out, it's Simple's AWP that he has to contend with next. He likes to go with the pistol instead, though, from that range.
Took a little while to finish him off. Bullets not quite connecting the way Simple would have liked, but it's all good. 9-4. Navi looking dominant, and another timeout is going to be taken by Heroic as they want to talk things over. Still, Money's in an awkward place because Katie and Shish survived after the time and kept their guns alive. They're down at 3,500-ish. Everyone else is 5,300. These past 5 rounds, it's been 5 rounds straight for Navi after losing 4 of 5 to Heroic earlier. But 5 rounds in a row, and they've done a great job of getting opening kills, of getting man advantages, and basically just shutting down access to the bomb sites. Whereas, you know, if you look at like the first 8 rounds of this half, Heroic was able to get into the bomb sites 4 times. Since this 5-0 run, 3 of these rounds have ended by timer, where Heroic hasn't even been able to move forward. They haven't even had the opportunity to try and press into the bomb site. They just had to save weapons. So Navi's defense has just locked everything down here on Overpass. This is Heroic's pick as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. This is Heroic's pick. It's so easy to let it spiral when you're on the T side. That aggression's going to give something back, though. Refresh ready for Boomich to arrive. And as he falls, that'll give them the advantage to work with. 1:30 still on the clock. Molotov at the ready, so Cadian wants to get his teammates in. That's going to go straight toward the barrels. There'll be a counter Molotov, however, thrown by Perfecto, but perfect timing on the flash will leave him blinded up. How do they trip over each other? Tied their shoelaces together, and Electronic just absolutely watched them fall to the ground in front of him. Fires in and gets 2-4. It's Simple's on the flank already on the AWP. Stowen and Cadian. They manage at least to get the bomb down, but they have a tough situation. Completely surrounded. Easy shot for Simple into the side of Cadian, looking and distracted by the other direction. Smoke to dissipate. Now Stowen has ramp, but Electronic goes straight through, knowing he would at least get information, and they'd already cleared the rest of the site.
Imagine a world. You get the opening kill onto Boomich, who's being aggressive. You enter into the bomb site. You get a heads-up duel against Perfecto, who's caught out in the open, throwing a Molotov and blinded. He's taken down with ease, and then it all goes wrong. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You're swinging wide to support each other, and you just line up for Electronic spray. Bit's able to get aggressive and find Testas before he can fall back and meet up. It's brutal. Heroic did so many things right, and still Navi's able to recover in the round. Good double from Electronic. That was obviously the moment the round turned.
So 10 already for Navi. And the weird thing is they've had incredibly strong opening maps. Day 1, AGO.
Yeah, you're right. Against Complexity as well.
Yeah, 16-1, then obviously the game that never ended. Complexity, great start. Great start yesterday against Astralis. That was obviously an Ancient. They went 16-4. This one's 10-4 right now, but it hasn't felt the same way. It has seemed close at times.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, I don't want to say closer than the scoreline would suggest, but I mean, certainly because I think the nature of this 6-0 run, it feels very dominant at the moment, but Heroic have put enough rounds on the board to go into the second half with confidence.
I suppose the other aspect of that is if they do close it out with a one-sided scoreline. As I just said, they haven't been good at following that up.
Except against EG. They had a great first game against EG. They had a great second game against EG.
Well, that sounds like an EG problem.
Oh, how we laughed. Electronic again playing in the corner by Sandbags. Heroic's going to try and fall back and split this bomb site. This time there's no read from Navi. Bid and Simple still parked at the A bomb site for the moment, although Simple's starting to shift over just now. This position, Electronic's been here frequently. They nade it, but they're not aware of the possibility. He just sneaks out. He's getting a lot of space to work with throughout this half. 30 seconds on the clock. This time for Navi, there's no Molotovs, there's no smokes to stop these choke points. It's just one flashbang from Electronic to try and make this hit disjointed. But again, it's running down the clock. It's so late in the round. Heroic, nothing can go wrong.
Trust me, lots can go wrong, but for their sake, yeah, they better hope nothing does. Electronic is going to go up above. That flash timing forces him off. Perfecto's down below in the water as well, though. That means he can swing out sprays for 2 on the M4A1S. He's got to go back to reload. When he does, Electronic came out. Poor man's had a rough round. He gets blinded and then absolutely domed when he peeks. But guess what? There's still 3 players alive right now for Navi. And nobody else as they defuse the bomb, Jason. 11-4 at half. Navi crack this one wide open. We're going to take a break. Maybe you can crack a nice beverage wide open. We'll see you afterwards.
Hey Future Pros! The map today is Overpass, a map all about taking territory. So here is a little nade set to help garner some control around the bathroom area. For this mini exec you'll need 1 smoke and 1 molly. To throw this smoke, stand in front of this flower. Aim to the sky and just to the right of this part of the tower. Then just toss the smoke. The leaves move a lot, so try to learn this without using them to line this one up. To throw your molly, stand in the same spot and aim in line with the middle of this flower. Then aim just below the wooden section of the sandpit. Run forward for a good few steps, then jumping throw the molly while still running. And that's it. This utility set will gain you some space to edge your way to the A side, or just to keep the CTs guessing.
Well, we get a good look from the bird's eye view of the Heroic camp. It seemed all jovial, considering the situation. They are down 11-4 right now. They'll swap over to the CT side. Their map choice, Overpass. But right now, it's been Navi that, as I mentioned before the break, cracked this wide open. I say that because it was a 4-4 scoreline at one point, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, it was at one point, and then it just all got ripped away. Heroic really in that last stretch where Navi goes on a 7-0 run to close out the half, Heroic really struggled to find opening kills and opening success and create space initially at the start of these rounds and gain that map control. The few times they did, Navi, again, just individual heroics, the double kill from Electronic that ruined everything. So pissed around, all important for Heroic. We all know that 11-4 scoreline, that gap can close much quicker than you'd expect. But in order to do that, you need the pistol round. Electronic gonna go on a little bit of a bold lurk. Sees one at the angle over the other side of Graffiti and just doesn't want to mess with him. On an advantaged fight for the Glock. Shush takes that presence and rotates back. Electronic as well, gonna try and make some footsteps. He knows one's heaven. Still has no idea about Pit. He's trying to call out numbers, trying to gather information. You could see him jumping to let his teammates know. I think he spotted one or two more. He certainly knows there's two now, but unfortunately, he was way too committed to get away from Tess's shot, who's playing a great game so far. And now Navi must move forward in a 4-on-5.
Lost indeed. Cadian taking substantial damage. But, oh my goodness, still the advantage. Make that doubly so. Good nade strike. A little bit late to deny the plant, but it makes things very awkward and favorable for the retake. Simple is behind box. He is removed. Tessis is just nailing heads this game. And we've got a pistol round again to the CT side, but this time that CT side is occupied by Heroic, so they'll get their 5th round.
Yeah, Tessis has been great. I mean, not lighting up the scoreboard. It's not going to make your eyes pop when you see that he's 12 kills, 14 deaths, but some of the impact that he had in this game has been absolutely incredible. You can get a little bit of a B-Stream update for you. Astralis versus Complexity going on. And just so we know, hang on, Astralis, if they want to move on to the playoffs, they have to beat Complexity, or they can lose 1-2 to Complexity, and AGO can beat EG. Correct. That would get them through to the playoffs as well. So Complexity need their North American brethren to get a win there.
Well, at Complexity, if they 2-0 it, though, they can still get through.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. That was the meme.
Yep.
That I didn't choose.
That you didn't choose. Well, now you know why I picked it as the best, but it's all right. Rock, paper, scissors was a decent enough tiebreaker.
Yeah, that was a good battle. I respect that war.
Grueling battle. I'm a bit disappointed. I'm rusty. I haven't played rock, paper, scissors in a minute. I think I would have had you otherwise. We play that rock, paper, scissors tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's totally not random and, psychological in any way.
See, that's the thing. People who suck at rock, paper, scissors always think it's random. It's not.
Nah. See, I knew you thought I'd double bluff, but I didn't.
Can't triple stamp a double stamp.
Next time we'll just Rochambeau for it.
Okay. Good old Rochambeau.
Yeah. I go first, though.
Of course. 6-round lead for Navi, but this round did go to Heroic, so still in this Hero AK-47 on Simple, the sole rifle that Navi has to try and turn this round in their favor. No one else is invested.
Oh my God.
What a find.
That's so sick. It's like...
It's uncanny, isn't it?
It's just crazy how much he's like. I guess we see it in this perspective and it works, and so we think it's amazing. There's a lot of times that they do just. I mean, they are just spraying it preemptively, and it doesn't work out. But it just seems like it happens so much at a pro level compared to everything else. Cadian's gonna take down Boomich. Follows that up. Good little juke and jive behind the truck. The man apparently can drive. He's got 3 from that position. That's gonna give him enough to win out the round. As Stowen comes in, Electronic falls.
Electronic hits him. If that was a second headshot, just turn off the lights. Game's over from there. Oh, great recovery from Cadian, stepping up massively for Heroic to keep him in the round to save the day. Triple kill for him, and Heroic lives on. But however, it is going to be another buy. So Simple sees the jump, goes for the spam, and actually, I mean, Shush could have just kept going to the right. He would have been safe, but he gets lured into a Pika spam battle that Simple's able to win. Simple stuck on the Deagle. Normally it's Boomich who passes over some kind of a rifle in this round, and he'll play with the Deagle. Bit's got an opening kill out towards long. Stown getting aggressive. Solo aggression, because Heroic wanted to stack 4 players at the B bomb site. Tassis is going to have to shift away. And Navi is ready for the follow-up information peek, or are they? Oh, good kill from Shush. And Simple still keeps it in a man advantage situation for Navi, but he wants one of them rifles.
Simple. Cadian that's on the pillar this time. MP9, the AK is trying to take advantage of this bonus round, but well done from Cadian. Brings the money into a lovely position, getting kills on an SMG. My God, I thought that was going to go his way as he peeked it perfectly behind the utility, but Simple's got other ideas. Absolutely, 1 HP. I don't need to say it because 20,000 people in chat will.
Yeah, that's wild. What a great shot from Simple, just crouching right into it with already low HP. I think they both unfortunately saw that flashbang coming from way too far away. I don't think that was quite the impactful pop flash that Heroic wanted it, that they needed it to be if they were going to win in that situation, because neither player was fully blind. That right there, Simple just sliding into the fight against Tess's. And it's back to pistols for Heroic. They fully invest into it. Deagles and 5.7s, which have, much like the Tech 9, have made a bit of a resurgence, them 5.7s. And Navi's going to play a pretty standard round. No reason to go do anything crazy, anything silly. Nice shot from Simple, of course. Flashbang from Bit as well. Although I don't think Tessa's was necessarily blind, just a stunning headshot. Simple is going to press the envelope, and he'll get a nice timing out towards long that he can start walking up, an angle that he can peek that Cadian might not expect out of the gates. Electronic coming back with the bomb as well. Bathroom control, staircase control. Electronic able to keep an eye on the B pushes. Navi in the driver's seat here in round 19.
Simple. Still just trying to find an opening at any point in time. Stowen's positioning with a Deagle could very quickly find 1 kill. Oh, he's going to get impatient, though. Steps out to see what's going on, and he finds out the harsh way that Boomich is on the other side with the AK. Simple. He's forced forward, 5-7. Boomich gets that kill as well, and now Simple, being as close as he is yet to be spotted, is going to try and make clean contact. Line up! Oh, my goodness, I thought he might get 2, because Simple's low enough, 6 HP. And Electronic finds the 1 man missing in the equation as he lurks into B. 13-6 for Navi.
Yeah, and we had a B stream update previously. We'll get you a C stream update here in a second. That's uncanny. That's tough. Navi playing that so patiently, waiting for the information play. So we said Complexity would just love have the benefit, the safety net of Evil Geniuses actually winning their series. And it's at least tied up. It was at one point, what, like 7-11, I think, when we saw at some point at halftime. Now it's a little bit closer. So EG fighting back right at the end to help kind of boost their North American brethren towards an opportunity at the playoffs. 13-6 here. Pistols again. This time unarmored, this time unupgraded. But at least all 5 players at this bomb site. Although Boomich's MAC-10 is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, I thought he was done for. He looked away. Somehow, someone kill him, please, maybe? Just a thought. You know, if the 3 of you are going to take turns, you might as well. Or just walk out and let Perfecto take you down as... Well, that's ridiculous. 5 HP for Boomich.
Yeah, that's brutal. Not sure exactly what happened there. Nothing too crazy, just missed shots. Electronic's going to slide out. There was a boost in the back. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage. 14-6 is going to be the scoreline, and Heroic's at the point in the game where you kind of just have to keep buying over and over again no matter what. Thankfully, next round they should be able to get a pretty hefty investment. All the bells and whistles, all the M4s, all the ops, all the nades. Excuse me, not all the ops. Just the bells, no whistles.
No whistles.
No kits either. Let's see.
Like at this, yeah.
I think they're kind of like, I think they're trying to, I think at the moment they're trying to like juggle the aggression, right? Like when he shifts his aim over to that player, they hide in cover, and Boomich just happened to be aiming at the right place at the right time, and because they're trying to juggle so much, they don't commit to the fight. Doing my best to help him out there.
Yeah, you're really analyzing. When 3 players peak 1, you know, I expect something.
I'm doing my best, Matt.
Yep, it was good. Well done. You can tell you're North American because you're trying to justify really terrible plays.
I've got a lot of experience with that one over the years. All right, Electronic hiding. Bit working out mid. That's a Galil in hand. One player to find, the elbow is there, can't land the shot. Tess's goes down to 51, no one in a position to trade. This might be 1-for-1, but Electronic's not gonna swing wide enough. He's not ready for that, so good opening 2 kills for Heroic. It would be so good for this comeback, for any feeling that this comeback is possible, if you can at least keep players alive. If you can at least keep them alive in a victory, and all of a sudden we're even right back up. Tess's maybe a bit early on that flank attempt.
Can't give away these man advantage situations, not in a game like this. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but they're feeling so much pressure. They're feeling all the weight of skipping that round, of trying to make something happen when they've had a 2-man advantage, of trying to get a jump on this attack. This might be a great play. Mid-round long push in towards bathrooms. Electronics timing is everything. Cadian waiting. He'll at least get spotted out. He'll at least, oh dear, not only will he get spotted out, he'll get his head ripped off. Electronic 9 HP, and that's an immediate headshot. And Cadian's the only one at the bomb site. Refresh is rotating back right now. Simple and Perfecto can hear it. They're gonna find a free site. 8 seconds on the clock. I think Refresh, you might as what a tough call to make. I don't think he was really in position, but I think the only play to try and win this round was Refresh just going through that smoke and trying to stop the plant. But you also are in the back of your head are saying, man, we need everything we can get in the next round.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But unfortunately, this one conceding 5-on-3, and Navi pull it back to win it out. Not losing another member after that point in time. And an A plant, Electronic with low HP is already looking. They've got plenty of money, knowing that this will be map point now for Navi. So Shush and Refresh just trying to stay together-ish so that they can get information for one another, but not so together that they'll also be found. They're covering off each angle. Electronic's not going to go any further. Just gets back out toward the T-stairs, but we've got map point already. And I do mean already. I thought at the start of this, I mean, I was even saying to Heroic, this is more the scoreline we expect, and then they've just appeared.
This is what we touched on in the first half. Navi's had some great opening maps throughout this group stage. We said the same thing yesterday against Astralis. We were like, yeah, man, we walked into this room like ready to strap ourselves in and buckle down for like a grueling 3-map series.
We did get one.
Yeah, we did, but Navi trounced him like 16-4 in that first map, and it was like, huh, this is not what we expected at all.
Even Cadian was here to cast. He's like, well, thanks, boys. Appreciate that one.
He's like, that's it? Yeah.
Well, that's all you guys do?
Yeah.
Why are you guys such divas about it? Just to note, Mirage is next. We haven't seen a whole lot of Mirage. Again, we touched on it. The only map that's never been out of the pool, and therefore it's become quite a stalemate for many teams. You have Nuke after that, if required, and I'll make that note because it could very much be required. Even with the scoreline as it is right now. 2 kills for Electronic in the last round. He's been pretty solid this game. He's been caught off a few times, but, well, I say pretty solid. He leads the way at 20-13. Testis is going to go aggressive this time toward the fountain. It's Bit that takes the early damage. There was a Molotov thrown, the standard default one, and he'll put the tree Molotov down so the Cadian can't get up close and cover the stairs angle. He then decides to fall back inside of the bathrooms. Tessis and Stowen down below. Stowen running up the stairs. That's information to at least one player rotating back because that will have been heard by the position of Perfecto. He's going to hear Tessis as well. I think Perfecto's going to sneak up behind him. I think Tessis is done for. Perfecto, he's making a lot of noise though. Tessis didn't even turn around to it. The Molotov, I guess, behind him, he didn't hear it, but he's going to get away from it either way, so it doesn't amount to a trade. Thought certainly Perfecto had his number.
Oh, good shot from Electronic walking up. It's Boomich as well. Sometimes you got to take him down to get the frag at the end of the day. Boomich has found his way, and that's very Keanu Reeves of him. Speed reference right there. Stown up top. Tessis as well. But they got to play the post plant. They're going to try and slow things down, try and get one through the smoke. Almost perfectly timed for Boomich. However, Simple is going to step forward as Perfecto picks up the bomb.
Well, prevents the plant. Simple. Stepping out, manages to get Testis down. He's going to go again. Stowen drops, and the bomb is planted. Not only did he protect, but he perfected the situation. Cadian, the only one left. They know that he's likely not going to be coming around from CT spawn, so Simple, ready to pinpoint, didn't see him. His shin shows. That gives Cadian the chance to strike, knowing he was going back towards CT, and he's not done there. Perfecto tagged to 67, tries to get to the pillar. Cadian's going to put him down through the wood, and we are not done yet. We'll go 15-7.
Yeah, great round from Simple to step forward and get those kills, but also an incredible round from Cadian. What a nice clutch for him to have in a 1 versus 2. Timing was perfect as Simple had just turned away. Expected that push from Cadian to come a little bit early. So Cadian keeps him alive, at least for the moment, 7-15. Touched on some of the other streams and some of the other win conditions. Mentioned EG helping out their North American brethren by making their match competitive on the C stream. Well, someone who's trying to help out his European brethren in Astralis is Fiku on AGO. He's got 40 kills in 26 rounds of Dust 2.
Man, oh man. Funny thing is, at dinner time, they were all eating at the table behind me. And
Who?
AGO. And Fiku was by himself on my right at his own little table.
Okay.
He did have someone come join him at the end. I didn't see who. I think Furlan maybe went over and sat with him for a second, but it was like, yeah, maybe he's channeling that.
Yeah, maybe he likes a bit of solitude. You know, maybe he's got to get himself in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Listening to some aggressive music. All on his own.
I do that sometimes, usually while laying in the bath.
Aggressive music in the bath. Odd choice.
Oh, makes perfect sense, Jason.
Heroic need 8 rounds more for overtime. That would be 9-0 run if they want to take us there. Simple around the smoke. We've seen him close out some rounds. We've seen him open up some rounds. This is another one of those. 1 for 1 as Stown cleans up the kill that Refresh began. Cadian is pushed in mid. He hears all this. Turning the corner is going to go down. Good job from Cadian. Map control, that shrinks the map. Electronic is going to come back to try and put a stop to this. They do have control of the bomb, however. Perfecto in the stairs, waiting for his moment. Boomich as well, listening for intel at the B bomb site. So for the moment, Navi's attack is stalled out. They're going to have a discussion how exactly they want to recover this 3 versus 4.
It's actually ridiculous that Fiku got 40 kills in 27 rounds. Electronic is still waiting outside of the monster tunnel, sees a few tracers go through it, so he's well aware of the activity on the other side. Tries to spray back.
The nice thing for Heroic in this round is because of the rare man advantage as you go into the mid round and into the late round eventually, you don't have to make the information play. We've seen them caught a number of times pushing, trying to get a jump on where they think Navi's going to end up, trying to get a jump on a flank. This time they don't have to worry about that kind of a play. They don't have to worry about pushing forward. It's Navi who's got to make the move. I think Shush will hear all this as well, because Boomich is stomping like a rhinoceros. Rhinoceroses. I turned it into a dinosaur.
But, well, I like it. Boomich, ramp, headshot showing, tough shot to hit when Cadian's moving as he is, but when he comes back out, he's moved up slightly higher, bigger target, bigger success as he goes around Stalin as well. Tess is the only one left alive, manages to somehow pull that back very quickly, 2, and almost the 3rd. Little does he know, he sprays into the smoke, and Perfecto gets hit, but he has the balls to go for more, and 16-7, Perfecto takes the one-on-one, and Navi take the first map.
Yeah, no matter what his HP is, when you're peeking from the bottom of that ramp, it's a tough fight, a little bit of a headshot enemy for small target. Navi very convincing in the opening map, and as we've said, they've done that throughout the group stage. It's the second map where we've seen some struggles, some issues within the team, and we'll see if Heroic can exploit those when we come back from the break. Stay with us, the desk is next.
Screw this. Gotta chill out. I'm in orbit.
Mate, I had a nice there. Blind bump. No way. Oh, he's jumping into it? Oh, Ravine is in the zone. I might go for him. Oh, it's not really in the zone. Secondary Ravine's in the zone.
Yeah, you can go baby Ravine.
Okay, I'm heading.
Dude, I'm in orbit right now.
Okay, I'm going for for a crazy play.
The scout was still over there, right?
Inside the building you're next to, by the way. Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Oh, I do see a guy over there. I'm going up for that guy. This is spicy, this. Oh.
Looking at me. I knocked him once.
Well, if we hark back to how we set up this match, that it's a question of who is the best here at the end of Group D of ESL Pro League Season 15. If we take a look at map 1, NAVI have given us a convincing answer. 16-7 over Heroic, an 11-4 CT half, setting it all up, and of course, Simple and Electronic helping along the way. That is a big, big result on Overpass.
Absolutely. And going back to the first half, I won't lie, I think it was a pretty competitive affair in the first few rounds of the first half, right? We saw Heroic actually finding quite a bit of success towards the B bomb side. They were exploiting it quite a bit. And, you know, and then they just woke up. Navi just woke up. We could see the aggression coming out from Simple, Electronic as well, even Bit, right? Just pushing up, taking a lot of map control. And we talk about Overpass being kind of like a map of transitional defense, right? You get that first contact, you fall back a little bit, slowly and steadily. Navi, they do that to perfection, but they also mix it up. They also throw in like a left hook, a right undercut. I don't know much about
right undercut.
I don't know, man. Hey, it can work. It can work, right?
It's called an uppercut, but sure, undercut works.
Undercut's the haircut, actually. That's when you got a haircut.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
This is an overhand. This is an uppercut.
This is Counter-Strike, Paulo. All right, getting back to the game.
Yeah, get back to the Counter-Strike. Let's forget, leave the fighting references.
It was close, but in the end, Navi, they just went to a high gear altogether.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's cool about this is that Heroic were actually playing a really solid T side. It's just that Navi are a team that can break the rules. But I do want to show one round that actually demonstrates how we can look at just how Heroic, when the rules are not broken, this is how they like to play it. So we can look here on the telestration. This is a 4-on-5 situation. Let's make that clear. And what Heroic do so well in terms of Tier 1 Counter-Strike is that they segment the map so beautifully. They throw a molly to get down this opening kill here towards barrels. And then we see actually how, watch this first of all. There are 2 CT players that are going to be playing in these positions. So what do Heroic do? They want to clear out the map methodically, procedurally. Cadian throws a single flash into water. Refresh peeks from the lower tunnel. Shush peeks from the door simultaneously. And Cadian right now, he's throwing another flash into the bomb site. Simple, last remaining player from Navi. He's taken out. It's a clean sweep of B, and this is a 4-on-5. So it's not like Navi were just steamrolling over Heroic. It's just that when these kind of situations happen, honestly, that's to Heroic's playbook. But Navi, man, they don't care sometimes.
And what Navi did so well after that was basically just kind of like just whittling away the members of Heroic, where it's like one guy, two guys staying alive. There's like maybe 15 seconds remaining on the clock, and there's nothing they can do at that point, right? So many rounds where they weren't able to quite get the bomb down as well. And heading over to the second half, Navi just not allowing any room, any space for Heroic to breathe. We saw a couple of clutches, Caden with the 1v2 at the very end over there, but in the end, a little too late.
Yeah, guys, I think I agree with what you're saying. Sometimes in CS, we have maps like this where the scoreline is pretty wide and it's quite a dominant victory for one of the teams, but sometimes the scoreline doesn't tell the whole story. I feel like in this case it did. Navi were just better across the entire map.
Navi were just better. Simple and electronic, the good old classic wombo combo of the CIS region, both chipping in. Simple, again, going 6-1. Now, listen, Kasada and Yanko, they might have their little argument about, oh, Config is best entry fragger. And Yanko's like, no, my boy Nico's best entry fragger. Listen, guys, Simple's the best right now. In everything.
Simple's just the best.
What can we call this duo, guys? Because they don't have an official name yet.
Simple electronic duo. They were at one point the best duo in CSGO.
What can we call them? They've been a duo for a while now, but they don't have an official name yet. What about Symponic?
Symponic.
It's like symphonic.
Sounds like hydroponic farming, and I'm not really...
Symponic. Let me say it one more time to really sell you on the idea. Symponic.
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 How about Simpletronic?
Symptronic. Okay.
Sympletronic.
Let's workshop that, guys. Let's workshop that. Send it over to EPL meme review for the funniest Symptronic name.
Yeah, let's workshop that, guys. Any final thoughts on Overpass before we move on with?
It's just really simply, I think the thing is that Navi are playing at a much higher level than Heroic right now. The example I just showed with that round breakdown, it's that when Heroic are in a really structured environment, they can take advantage of Navi. But Navi are so consistently able to just peak. They're just so able to just play back. They don't care what style they have to play. The player quality is so high on Navi. It doesn't even matter if you have a tactical offense, because you can't break that. You can't break wonderful players. You can't break them. Symptronic, you can't break
quick thoughts, Blair, because then I need to get on to the next bit. But quick thoughts, final thoughts on Overpass?
Overpass, I believe, I predicted it should have been a pick coming in from the side of Heroic, and I think it was the right pick. But as you pointed out individually, so much of autonomy amongst the players and everyone just clicking. There's nothing you can do about that, Paula.
All right, guys, let's not forget that Navi Heroic isn't the only match going on right now. We've also got Astralis squaring off against Complexity on the B stream, and then Evil Geniuses against Go. And I can tell you all right now that Complexity have taken the first map against Astralis. Astralis is path to the playoffs. By the way, they need a win versus Complexity, or they can lose 2-1 to Complexity, and Go need to win their match. Moving on to Complexity, they need to 2-0 Astralis or 2-1 Astralis and have EG beat Go.
I would rather just
Complexity won a map. Maui, can I get a reaction on that, mate?
It's cool. I mean, it's cool to see them go for a Dust 2 pick. I didn't expect that coming out, but you know what? I'm really happy to see that it worked out for them. And honestly, they're one map away, Paula. They're one map away.
Well, let's head down onto the sidelines with Heku, where she can give us a more robust breakdown of what's happened on the B stream.
What do you mean a more robust? Paula, you just stole my job. I was about to explain all of the things that happened here on Dust 2. The Complexity managed to take a map against Astralis, and Argo took a map against EG, and you just told all of it. I mean, the next map when it comes to Astralis and Complexity is going to be Nuke, and yesterday we saw that Complexity actually did a really good job on it, so I'm really looking forward. So if you want to see this broadcast, just go to the ESL B stream. There's also a C stream, but if you want to find out who is going to finish in #1 in Group D, then stay with the night shift. Back to you, Paula.
I would like to issue a formal apology.
You made Heku sad. You just made Heku sad, Paula.
ESL, and more importantly, #the night shift. But nonetheless, yeah, she was down there on the sidelines, and yeah, Complexity have taken the first map over Astralis. That's big news.
NACS, baby, it's back.
Isn't it?
I don't know. Are they back? Are they back, Maui?
Look, anyway, everybody, here on the A stream, we need to keep our focus on Heroic and Navi. Up next, it's map number 2, and it's Mirage, it's Navi's pick. They've already won Overpass, which was Heroics, and so it's looking pretty good for that lineup. Nonetheless, who knows if Heroic can come back swinging and take it to a third. Everybody at home, do not go anywhere. And in fact, why don't you open the B and C streams at the same time, all right? It's a good idea. We'll catch you in a bit.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Tomorrow we will
Hello and welcome back. I'm going to go over the key tendencies and strategies that can be found preparing against Heroics Mirage. Starting off on the T side, we first want to look at the key positions and who plays them. We should be looking out for Shush to be towards A, Tessus to be contesting middle, and Ston to be the one defaulting towards the B underpass. The first thing to watch out for is the Shush and Refresh entry towards the A ramp. There's two main ways they do this. They either have somebody flash so they pop out and fight, or they simply creep out with no utility and try to catch a CT off guard. This is something the CT at A will always have to watch out for at the start of the round. The second thing to watch out for is this one-way smoke at triple that leads to a connector pop. Now this smoke allows Tessus to scale up connector towards the A site, knowing that if somebody peeks from ticket or triple, he'll be able to see their feet, whereas they won't be able to see him at all. Heroic usually also add a jungle smoke as well as flashes to give Tessus room to scale the site. Over on the CT side, we also need to know the basic positions of each player. We should be expecting Shush to be anchoring the A site, Tessus to be holding as the B anchor, Refresh as the short player, and Cadian sharing the window room connector position with Ston. On the CT side, the main thing we want to look out for is their early round aggression. They're more than willing to do these double man pushes at the start of the round, and it can be anywhere. It could be at A ramp, A palace, underpass, or even up middle. As a tease, this is definitely something to look out for every single round. That's going to wrap it up. Watch out for these tendencies in Heroic's next match on Mirage.
Just subdivide. I'll show you how it's done. There's no sides, we go inside.
Navi up one map already. We get to go to Mr. Miragi, and they can wax on or wax off Heroic right now, 2-0, if they're able to pick up this map.
Yeah, they really can. That would be excellent if Navi's able to handle business here. However, we did touch on a couple of times Navi's fast start in some of these series that have led to struggles on map 2, and obviously you go back to the opening day of the group stage, one of the biggest surprises was what, like that 7 overtime game they had against XCOM AGO.
Yeah,
Simple.
that was pretty ridiculously long game, isn't it?
P250. Gonna peek into the upper bomb, or not the upper, the A bomb site. We're not on nuke.
It is an upward slope.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it got me.
I wonder if there is a grade change between A and B on this map.
Can we get an elevation map on Mirage here?
I think they're level. B might be slightly lower.
Simple. Taking his duels, taking attention. 2 people here. Shush is forced passive, not overextending. He's seen nothing else, but meanwhile, the B hit is on. Simple can actually back away, but you imagine he's going to stick here to try and backstab someone who's trying to rotate, try and find a timing. That's going to help, because now Heroic has to start making a move. They cannot sit and wait over at the A bomb site. Simple's going to let them all rotate, and he's going to slide in just behind him. Tess is seeing if he can equalize and even out the player count on Catwalk, but he can't.
Cannot indeed. I say A might be... They're equal. A's got the 2 little steps downward. Maybe it's lower. Someone let us know. These are the things we're dying to find out. Vying for the knowledge, as Stalin's vying to try and get back inside of the site. It's Perfecto with the corner. He looks the wrong direction at the right time if you're bit, because that means he got the kill clean and quickly. As Cadian has to try and respond now inside of the doorway. He's going to get peeked from 2 angles, and the bomb too far gone. It's Navi going to take the opening round of Mirage.
Yeah, Simple doesn't get any kills with that play over at the A bomb site, but his presence there really slowed things down. That costs probably about like 6-7 seconds total in that bomb timer. That Heroic was kind of had 1 to 2 players attention on him, because if the player in window actually leaves all the way over to the other side of the map, the low HP Tess's on Catwalk gets picked off with ease by that P250, and obviously everyone else from Navi, especially Bit, handles business. 3 kills, including the opening kill, to get themselves into the B site for a plant, and 1-0 for Navi. Ooh, Matt.
Hi.
Got your favorite gun on the map. We got the P90. The noob tube.
Dude, it's actually sick.
Okay. The noob tube's the auto shotgun, isn't it?
Yeah. When I use it once yesterday, and you're like, it's my favorite gun.
It's because you were very emphatic in your desire to use the P90 in the certain situation.
I just thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
I mean, there was another round I killed one guy, picked it up, and killed 2 more with it, so it worked out.
I didn't say you were bad with it. I just said,
Oh, I'm bad in general, according to Valve. You know, silver. You know, congrats on winning against Globals. Hey, good job. Here's your frickin' rank. Yeah, okay, cool.
You know, I don't know what I expected going into that matchmaking game with you last night. I think I expected like 1 small step above like completely useless, and you blew away my expectations.
Thank you. I thought I did well. You guys were good.
Couple of clutches.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, you guys were calling well. There was a couple failed clutches too. The nuke one that I outplayed myself.
Yeah, they happen.
It happens.
All right, Electronic already probing out of Palace at the moment as the hit comes in. You can see Navi on the mini map starting to constrict on this bomb site. Simple is up on the boxes. I don't think they realize that he's actually pushed it out into such an advanced position. They're going to discover as that footstep is going to give away the sound cue, but I think he's more than happy to make that sound cue, because that's going to open things up. That takes attention away from Connector, so Bit could have come through with that P90, but it's not necessary now. Shush, Refresh, and Tess's just to back away and save the 2 Deagles and a scout for the next round. They have no chance in this one. So it'll be 2-0.
It just, the funny thing about the P90 is it looks like when you're a kid and you make little toy guns and run around the yard and yell bang at each other. It looks like you just picked up a 2x4, cut a little chunk off, glued it on the top, and that's it. There's your weapon.
Okay. Yeah.
Just go with it.
I'll have, yeah, you have that. Well, I think I would need to see an actual visual. Good shot from
Well, he was just showing it sideways. Hey, Bit, inspect your weapon again. You reloaded. I thought he actually did. I was like,
I thought he did too. That was going to be weird.
Whoa, that would have been weird.
Yeah, that's call it off. Something's going on.
Yeah. They can hear the casters? What?
All right. 2-0 for Navi. Looking good. Pretty clinical in these first 2 opening rounds on Mirage. A small hunt as well.
At least it's not a Bison.
I think there was an attempted recovery of the Bison, I feel like, recently. I think people gave up on that pretty quick.
It has the most bullets, therefore it must be the best.
I don't remember when exactly it was. I think it was like sometime last year. Someone had mentioned that the Bison was going to be making a comeback pretty soon due to some stats that changed on it. I don't actually know if that's true, but it never was realized inside of the professional servers.
Definitely not. Bits, we're still on P90 watch, and Bit's going to try and be as aggressive as he possibly can with it. He's not looking the right direction, though, and Shush has the crosshair placement perfect. Boomich will get him down with an AK, a real weapon, as Tessus is going to try and sneak out behind Deagle in hand.
Boomich isn't going to expect this because they never saw it. Bit never cleared it the whole way, and actually the timing is perfect. I think Simple is all the way up in ladder room, so bombs down in connector. That makes this awkward. Perfecto's coming down the stairs now towards underpass to help try and clear that out, but they're gonna have to overtake the bomb, and now Stound can push up on catwalks. There's actually a pretty crazy 3-player stack that they can crunch in towards middle. Electronic is gonna have a role to play in this round, a big one, but he doesn't realize that the A bomb site, he's got all the space in the world to work with it. If Refresh and Tessus can find a way to work together effectively, this round could get spicy.
Shots out. Perfecto wins that. No repeat from window. No chance to see straight down. Saw his head that time, though. And Perfecto, nice shot up above. Simple overwhelmed. And Stowen picks up an AK, only to be put in the ground with it.
It couldn't back away due to the Molotov as well. That timing for Tessus is really unfortunate. He might not have, I mean, fair play, might not have actually won the battle if it came to it, but certainly no chance when he looked away at the perfectly imperfect moment.
Perfectly imperfect. I like that. It's a bit of us.
Yeah. Me and you. All right. Guns are out. Op's out on Cadian's hands. Op is out in Simple's hands. Oh, I felt like he was going to connect that one. Flick over doesn't quite land, but boy, was it close. Stound being a little aggressive in towards Con early on, and Refresh being aggressive on catwalk. He's gonna have to back away. Let Stound handle business. It's just Boomich. Simple wasn't in a position to really help out, but Bit's gonna recover, at least for the moment. Does Simple want to get put into play? 1-for-1 trade, so impactful for Navi, and this time Simple does pick one out of the sky. That's Refresh jumping out a window.
I would say Icarus flew way too close to the sun that time. Good God. Electronic will try and get up on top of the boxes. He's got the Galil in a close position, but Cadian still with that AWP, rotating off the position. What's the call here? Stack up B, fortify it, they're pushing, there's no information. He's pretty much got to play this from stairs or he's got to bail out. There's no way he goes back through murder hole with that AWP. And the fast flank's a possibility now. So Cadian needs to be efficient and stay alive here. Not get peeked from Palace. Cadian goes away from the Molotov. They haven't spotted him yet, but they'll be smart about it. Simple's going to leave the bomb away, and now this actually has brought Tessus into this. He does go back toward murder hole. I'm impressed that they didn't even leave that, but Electronic nails him. And yeah, now Cadian's going to go, man, I'm a little mouse, going to go back through the hole. Ain't no cheese out here for me. And I love this. Electronic's already chasing him down. He's gonna hear him though. Cadian's gonna hear him. He's gonna have the op staring straight at him. Oh, he didn't. He just jumped away. Okay.
Yeah, he's in a world of hurt right now. He definitely didn't hear him. Definitely has no idea this is coming.
Yeah, I'm impressed that he didn't hear him. I would have thought he would have heard him stampeding, but either way it works out. Spots the backside. Perfecto gets the kill. Cadian will not keep the AWP.
Yeah, they don't need the op either to pick up because Simple still has his. This is the shot I thought was gonna land. Oof. Flick over was fast, but then yeah, he gets Refresh being very committed to some kind of a mid-crunch. Not sure what the communications were over to Refresh. Good reactions from Electronic, snapping over to Tessus to really secure things. And yeah, a bit of frustration as Cadian couldn't keep the op alive. Roll up them sleeves, it's back to work. Deagles and a pair of 5.7s for Heroic in the round. Light armor as well on everyone except for Cadian, who's gonna get back into the AWP in the next. Great push from Tessus, but Bit has this timing. He's going to come back up and look for it as we speak. 5-7 gets the dink and through the board. He couldn't duck down quick enough. Couldn't make himself a small enough target, but that's going to activate Navi over towards the A bomb site. Perfecto already walking up the ramp. It's Electronic to swing from Palace. 2 players still to contend with inside of the bomb site.
Molotov's going to force one at least out. Reverse side firebox is a lovely position, but it actually spreads that far. And Electronic able to get the kill over the top. It can be one of those spots that easily goes overlooked. 2-on-2, though. They've made this close. Tessis needs to be absolutely spot on when he comes around the corner. He's not even going to do that. He's waiting for a flash.
Yeah, he's playing anti-flash. That's unfortunate for him. Low HP, though, is going to be a tough battle no matter what happened. So, one player to find. It's Cadian. And with the Deagle, might as well see if you can make some magic happen. You've got no armor, no point in trying to keep it in your hands. He has 6,100 after the fact, so he can buy whatever the hell he needs in the next round. Electronic and Simple both just over 10K when that round ends. So flush with cash, they're going to start dropping some weapons over to teammates to help alleviate some of the economic pressure across the whole team. And a 5-0 start. We get our first time out from Heroic.
Yeah, and CT side rather than T side, so perhaps Cadian didn't need to call one until now, despite the scoreline, but very one-sided matchup altogether so far. As NAVI looking like they're here to play now. Boomich, this is his second day with the team at this event. Obviously, if you aren't aware, he was unable to play due to COVID. They had Head Trick, who joined them for the beginning of the event, their first 3 matches in the group. And yes. Academy player, did quite well, held his own. They did struggle a little bit on T sides, and that was Simple's own admission when speaking to him after the games, without Boomich.
He looked relieved yesterday to not be calling. He looked like he was having the time of his life while he was just running around deathmatching against Astralis.
And it takes some time to acclimate back into the setting and environment, and Boomich obviously today, you'd expect them to be even more comfortable than they were yesterday.
Yep.
So that's perhaps part of the reason they're looking so forceful right now.
All right, march towards the B bomb site. No defender there at the moment. Tessis and Shush are pushed down a ramp. It's given him information, but it hasn't actually allowed them to cheat anyone over to the B bomb site quite yet. 2 players, it's a decent amount of manpower. Stown and Cadian in window and connector holding on to mid. There is some presence there, and they're going to give it right up. Over to the B bomb site we go. Cadian here just at the perfect moment. Electronic and the bomb hit the deck, but Perfecto in the site. And how do you survive as long as you need if you're Cadian? Running behind the pillar for the moment. They know his exact position. That flashbang is brutal. All he can do is pull the trigger and pray to his god.
His god didn't answer.
No one's home.
Thought he might get 1 or 2 in the lineup. Lovely shot from Simple, sliding in, and Tessis stood no chance. Stowen might not stand a chance of retreating. That's a decent spray control at that range of the AK, but couldn't get the last bullet. Stowen will get away with 7 HP, but they know for certain it's a save, and Navi will go 6-0. Timeout not working for Heroic.
Not working at all. Nothing going their way. Even with Cadian getting that first kill, finding the timing to get back to the B bomb site. Good entrance provided from Perfecto. If he loses that initial fight against the M4, that defense is very strong in a 5-on-3, and Heroic lightly come out on top out of the timeout. This was a big one to find. The flashbang, Cadian just eats it. It's all down to timing. That's why I was wondering, like, there's nowhere you can go once his teammate goes down. And unfortunately for Cadian, he likely makes the move to that pillar while his teammate is still alive, and by the time he gets there, his teammate's dead, and then you just have no options. And then you realize, oh, I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah, chances are you're not that quick.
Shout out to Joe.
Stowen. Electronic. He's going to go back out for more. Nice follow-up flash as well. Cadian had the first one. Refresh with the second. Stowen gets both kills. Shush will take out Boomich. Nade inside of the doorway will tickle Simple. Puts him down to 76. Perfecto with smoke still in front. Haven't seen too much of the contact plays on the A ramp as of yet. It's been a lot of mid, a lot of B. See if Simple can find something this time. Being down 3 men already, this is Heroic's best chance to convert a round so far. Perfecto's still going to try and find something with this as well. Spotted the jump, can't do much with it. Gonna bounce the Molotov underneath the shadow. They're gonna, oh, they thought about doubling that up, but Shush goes out, he'll burn, but not before him leaving Simple suddenly solo as he took Perfecto down. Simple's gonna smoke himself out. He's got the money to go for this. Might as well try. 42 seconds, they know where he is. Flash goes underneath, and a secondary pop flash back to CT. he's just toying with them at this point. It's toying with me. I was ready for something spectacular, but I don't think there's going to be much that yields from this, actually.
I think he was
out.
I think he's kind of trying to like mimic the drop with that little bit of jump to see if he could pull a flanker to actually come through Palace. He was just trying to do some economic damage at the end. He knew that round was unwinnable. I'm assuming that's what he wanted, but also could have just been, might not have been any deep thought to it at all. 6-1 in the favor of NAVI.
Yeah, sometimes it's best to go brainless in those situations. Just do random things and hope it works out.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe catch him off guard. Good kills. We saw Stown aggressive in the first gun round in middle as well. He really wanted to press the issue. Found Boomich over towards...
Were they that close? Oh, they were that close to picking up the op and didn't get it. That's crazy.
Well, that close to dying. Stown survives with 22 HP, and he was the one who wanted to be aggressive in the previous round, so he's going to be neutered early. Tess is in shush to push down A ramp again. Oh, it's simple. This pop flash, the timing of it is everything. It could be massive if it lands. There's the flash. Oh, they're so blind. They're both so blind.
Oh my.
Perfection from Perfecto and Simple. What are you supposed to do about that one?
Nothing. That is tilting. That is absolutely tilting.
No.
It just took down Refresh. Speaking of tilt, by the way, not that it applies to this particular matchup, as Perfecto should close out this round. Pretty much now Stown's gone. It's just Katie and left.
It's all gone wrong.
That's just an absolutely
I actually feel
nightmare.
so bad.
Speaking of tilting, though, I was in line for dinner this evening. It opens at 5:30. Apparently, a lot of people were hungry because the line was full as Kadian gets found. And the referees insisted on going first so that they could prepare things for the match. Obviously, that's the admins that stand behind the players. And Config was bantering with one of them, and he turned around, and Config said, am I allowed to hit the desk again today? He goes, if you hit the desk one more time, all of Astralis gets a fine. He's already been warned that many times. So I thought that was pretty funny. And they lost the first map, so I wonder how that's going for them.
That's so funny.
Yeah. They were joking about it, but he was serious at the same time. He was like, you can only hit it one more time, and then he...
You know, as long as you don't break the table, no harm, no foul.
I guess, but apparently he's been warned, so, you know, nice to see a little bit of emotion.
I think Blame F's the one you got to worry about hitting the table.
Yeah, if he hits the table...
It's going to go collapse right down the middle.
It's going to split in half, and all the monitors will soar off of it like some sort of catapult into the ceiling above. Chances are the floor will break underneath of it.
Hell will open up.
And you'll realize I'm the devil, Jason.
No, I've known that for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Timeout. I think NAVI, it's their first that they've used. 7-1 run to start out this map. Well, there's no second map jitters so far, no second map slowdown. Did feel like everyone on NAVI kind of took a little bit of a nap on Nuke yesterday against Astralis to open things up. They had a nice, admirable comeback and a losing effort down the stretch. It's not happening today. Perfecto is at 11-3, leading for the T side. Electronic, not terribly far behind at 7-2. It's Heroic who's still looking for the answer. So Heroic's still looking for some kind of an impact on this defensive side to keep them within reach. It's down in window. Kadian and Shush at A. Tess is in Refresh at B. Refresh is going to push up towards Catwalk. Looks like their kind of idea at the moment for the CT side with how aggressive Stown's been in mid, and he just took a little bit of a delayed peek in towards window room. You can see it again there with a little gap in that smoke. I think they want to exploit the fact that perhaps Boomich is alone at top mid. Dangerous game.
Ooh, shot early, Katie, and trying to get inside of that flash. Couldn't connect. Bit will march out and then fire back into connector. Boomich, though, smoke. It's low in the front. Second one up top. He's going to try and run desperately as fast as he can to Catwalk because he wants to bypass that smoke. He bypassed the look at Refresh, who turned around and got that right. But he's lost the backside of the site and his teammate. So he goes down, and this is just fast from NAVI.
Yeah, and once they have the knowledge of that position in the corner, like with Refresh, you can just see NAVI's just so composed. Everyone's patient. Simple's not even paying any mind to it. There's a smoke down, so they had a player, I think it was Bid, who could cross over behind the bomb site by bench and actually eliminate that position. Might have been Perfecto, but regardless, just everyone knows someone knows exactly who's going to handle it, and they just know they're cutting off rotation. They're just keeping their eye elsewhere. Not panicking because someone went down. Kadian trying to cover his teammates so they can save their weapons. There is money in the hands of NAVI if they wanted to hunt, but I think Heroic has gotten themselves in strong positions very early on in this bomb plant. There's no reason for NAVI to throw anything away. Happy with the victory and happy with the second round lead. 7-round lead.
Oh, perfecto. You gonna get there? Katie ain't gonna lose his AWP pre-fired. That was the right decision to try and just catch him off as he knew the angle would be covered with the op. But 8-1. Forget Brazil. We are now in new territory.
Whole new territory. We're at Navi looking scared. Oh, it was electronic. Wasn't even neither of the people I mentioned. Yeah. Fair play. Good shot from Bit at the end to take the one rifle away. Another investment coming in from the Heroic side. Their bot completely down to pennies. Double op setup though. Switch into it a bit early because nothing has worked so far. I forget who it was. I forget which coach it was. Oh, good lord. Oh, they're going to press the issue. They love that. They're like, okay, we'll take this 2-on-1 that we know we have. They have a player in window as well. That's Bit. Refresh is burning out into the open. He's got one, but that's it.
That's a bold move to try and get in toward jail. It's such a common spot to Molotov now, and he pays the price for it, but does manage to at least get one. Bit will hold off middle. Bomb's going to be planted, and I think we have a 9-1 scoreline now.
9-1 scoreline. You might have all the guns taken away. Look at Cadian's position. He's at bench along the wall. He can't go anywhere. Good flashbang to get him out. That was critical. But they're a little bit split. He's going to go down regardless. Stown left alone in CT spawn. This is Navi being clinical on the execution and ruthless in the hunt afterwards.
He's using all the utility just to try and stay alive. He's got all his utility left because the round was so fast.
I think Navi was like, oh shit, he could actually make it to the B bomb site. We have nobody there. Sippa was jumping back to catwalk just in case he decided to get spicy and go for the defuse. 9-1. Man. We saw Tessa's flirt with death and with a jump earlier. I wonder if that was spotted in the previous round, because that's exactly how Tessa's was spotted in the B bomb site just previously when they executed B, just that straight up and down jump in the corner. And I'm wondering if somebody called it out and said, simple, he's jumping in the corner up and down. That's how he's spotting B. Like, we can pick that off.
He saw him twice. Like, he jumped. I mean, I know it's a pixel gap. Tessa's probably doesn't even realize it because he's the one that's moving. But yeah, he had 2 cracks at it, and Simple perfected it the second time. We saw Boomich getting a little bit animated there, so he is feeling it right now. Perfecto gonna drop down. Flash is gonna work out this time for Cadian, but it's a little bit late. Refresh would love to have his life back at this point in time. It is still a kill for Heroic. Bit working his way closer to the site. Oh, shush. Shush. Boomich, go to sleep. Scout's got the headshot. Bit's gonna jump out, drop in. Tessis has that kill. And suddenly, without much for weaponry, it looks like a possible chance for a round going Heroic's way. I say that. And Electronic's gonna pull back too. A 2-on-2 indeed, but they don't know Stowan's here. Even though he's only got a deagle, gonna check it, sees it, lines up the headshot, and that's gonna turn back Electronics' attention. What a shot for the second one. They will get 9-2.
Never fully cleared the B bomb site. That thought they had it all handled, but boy, were they wrong. Hiding behind bench. Good double kill from Stown right at the end. Good round, good put together round altogether for Heroic. Boy, did they need that. Boy, did they need something.
Wow.
And for it to come in a round like that, that'll get you a little bit excited. That adds some energy to things. Electronic and Simple almost making this work, and I believe a 2 versus 4. Good shooting from Electronic. I'm actually kind of glad they lost that round, because the desk dubbed them Simptronic, and I agree that probably needs to be workshopped a little bit more. But if they had won that round after that claim, that might have solidified things.
Why are they calling him that?
Trying to come up with a name for the pairing, for the duo. Like a little nickname for the power of Simple and Electronic.
Simptronic's terrible.
All right, tell us what you really think. Don't sugarcoat it.
Supersonic?
Not sure that's great.
Simpsonic.
Okay, there you go. Katie and deep angle into Palace. Electronic's not going to slide into it quite yet. It's a patience game. At some point, you have to imagine Electronic's going to make his move. It's just as that kill comes out. Katie holding his nerve. Maybe a half-second slow, but he still lands the kill. Shush as well finds Bit trying to sneak in. Boomich grabs one, and there's a player on staircase as well. That could be huge. That's Simple. But all of his teammates are gone. All of his teammates are dead. Simple sliding out, misses the shot, misses the opportunity onto Shush. 9-3. Heroic fighting back with 2 in a row, and now they're just 6 behind.
Here we go. So, on the back of the Eco Deagle round, they'll pick up a gun, and this will put a last buy on the board for NAVI. They've got to win this round if they care to have weapons further. Electable?
No.
Yeah, that one was terrible.
I veto that one.
Yeah, it's pretty much got to start with the S and end with the Tronic. Simple and tonic.
That's not bad.
All right, look, I have to admit, Subtronic might actually be the best. I just didn't want to credit them with anything.
I like Simple and Tonic as a former bartender myself. I enjoy that one. It's going to probe into the B bomb site. Tass is at the off angle towards Catwalk. Can be tough to deal with, especially when you're considering so many other angles as well. Good shot from Tess immediately onto the head of Bit. The rest of Navi was lined up for a set piece towards the 8 bomb site, but I think they wanted Bit to at least find one pick. I think they wanted that kill to alleviate some of the defensive pressure they know is going to be here. It doesn't happen, so now they've just kind of got to brute force their way in. They have no map control. It would take a lot of time and a lot of resources to go all the way back and retake mid control and find a strategy from there. So just chucking out utility. Boomich leading the way. Shush to defend inside closets. Down inside of the bomb site. Oh, big fight for him. Big spray down as well. Simple popping out of Palace, but Shush shuts him down.
Shush still holding out from the sandwich position. It's a bit of a ham sandwich, but Perfecto, he just wants the cheese. He's going to get the headshot onto Shush. Stowen still waiting back toward the double box. Perfecto will drop in and take the position he previously vacated with his kill by force. But Stowen's got the shot back on him, and Simple once again scurrying. I mention it once more. This will break the economy heading into round 14. We could still have a 9-6 half. Navi's needs to be careful on how things turn. Stowen, that was a lovely, lovely bit of movement mechanics.
Counter-terrorists win.
Round done. He'll save the AWP, but nothing else.
Good to see a little life in Heroic all of a sudden. 3 straight. Beautiful small comeback here towards the end of the first half to make this competitive, or to keep it competitive. Remember, Overpass in the first half was an 11-4 scoreline in the favor of Navi. Heroic's trying to do a little bit better than that this time. It obviously wasn't enough on the first map. If you missed that first map or you just missed it, remember this matchup, both these teams will be through to the playoffs. The winner is going to go straight to the quarterfinals. The loser is going to have to play in the round of 12, one extra round of play against the other pro teams from all the different groups that will be rejoining us come next week. I think some of them are already here as well. I think I saw some of the FaZe guys wandering around today. Shush is going to find a kill on Perfecto as he comes through the smoke.
If I'm not mistaken, they're up in the theater right now, reclining on the Lazy Boys.
Hey, guys.
And, well, I don't know if they're watching us. If they're smart, they probably have us on mute, or they're watching Finding Nemo. But if they are, hello, FaZe. Mine. Boomich working the underpass position. Spotted the gun barrel on the jump. Doesn't even matter. He's going to get a, well, I thought free kill. He does do a lot of damage nonetheless.
Yeah, he wished he had a nade. He pulled it out, and he's just like, oh, nope, just a flashbang. Nothing to clean that kill up. Look at the HP, though. So low. Some of these fights so close to going in the favor of Navi. 14 on Shush, 12 on Stown, 2 on Refresh. No money in the bank for Navi, so if Heroics to win this one, they're firmly back into Mirage. That'd give them the high percentage chance of getting up to 6, considering what Navi's going to be able to fight with in the next round. Boomich, there's still 30 seconds on the clock. You might want to consider saving it. One initial kill for him, and he's going to start moving forward. This is actually doable. Never mind. I don't know if this is all unconfirmed or confirmed damage. I guess it's unconfirmed because he's picked up the AWP, but both A defenders were in red health. There might have been a world where he could have made that work. One of the many multiverses probably had a Boomich 1 versus 5.
Potentially it did, although we might have to search for hours to find it. I am not quantum enough to tell you which one it is. I think this goes 9-6. I really do. We'll see if they can change it. What a turnaround for Heroic, and it comes off the back of an eco win by Stowen in the B site.
Yeah, that was everything. You're right, that's exactly what kicked it off. I forgot that was the first round that they had won. I thought that was just going to give them a little bit of energy and a little bit of excitement moving forward for the next couple rounds. It spurred this comeback.
Bit sneaking from underpass, does do a lot of damage, tries to even spray into the smoke to catch Stowen in retreat, but couldn't find the final bullets. Or bullets, I should say, given he's still alive. He burns. Good Molotov, and Stowen sticking around perhaps. Should have done otherwise. Nice shot from Bit to catch out Refresh up on top of the fence. Cadian finds Boomich no scope through the edge of the smoke and falls off of it. And as he does, he's greeted by none other than Simple, who now picks up an AWP. And I said 9-6, but maybe I meant 10-5.
It's been measured and clinical throughout this whole half, and in this final round, Navi introduces a little bit of chaos into the game. That's wild. Heroic never got comfortable in any of those fights. Well done from Bit and Middle. Well done from Heroic to come back into this game. They've got themselves within striking distance. They're trying to force a third map. We'll see if they're successful right after the halftime break. It's going to be the second half. Well, Navi on the verge of moving into the quarterfinals right out of the gate, but Heroic is impressing us with their fight back into this. They were down big. They were down 9-1 at one point. A small resurgence right at the end brings the halftime score to 10-5. A little bit of life in Heroic, and you got to feel like they have a chance here. Navi's map pick of Mirage, 5-10. Trying to force us onto a third map. Electronic. Did not expect Tesses, who's going to win out that battle. Nice little headshot there in an extended duel.
Smoke to the middle of the site. Simple's gonna have a gap to work with. In that smoke, he's found one already. Smartly backs away from it. I love that he's using the P2000. It gives him the more ammunition. Perhaps that is the sole reason why. Or he's just a trendsetter, but he's got 2 kills in this pistol round. Despite losing Electronic, they have the advantage. This was all a ruse. A solo single fake. Look at the anchor position right now. Refresh and CT spawn. Unfortunately for him, I don't think anyone's going that way.
No, it doesn't look like it at the moment, but he could actually be massive in CT spawn later on. There's no smoke for the bomb. There is a kit on Perfecto, so keep your eyes on him. Tess is taking some duels, but Cadian's got the first kill. Now Refresh is being put into play. He's going to start flanking through Murder Hill, so his teammates have to stay alive. Well, this play comes to fruition. Tessus goes down.
We're going to get to the bomb. Refresh went back the other direction. He could still have a chance in this. He knows he's got to play the time to perfection, and they're already looking at. They know they didn't clear CT. Bit plays bodyguard. And Navi get 11.
Huge. That play over towards B bomb site is actually super cool. Unfortunately, they get caught out on the timing of when Heroic is executing that little bit of a 2-man fake. So the smoke actually doesn't go deep enough because it was thrown in panic. So Simple has to take the first shot and the first kill. Good flank from Boomich. Nice one tap on the back of Cadian's head, and a great retake from Navi. And a 4-on-3, admittedly, but made it look easy. 11-5. At least on Overpass, Heroic had the second half pistol round. Gets a bit grim from here.
Boomich, quick check. Multiple checks with his shoulder towards the arch. Smoke down. Boomich going to try and find the bomb planter as well, but he can't do it. Stallin's going to get that down. He'll be removed or immediately after, excuse me.
That's kind of cool. It's just like a hope and a dream that you're going to get the bomb planted. They actually plant themselves inside the first smoke. Chuck the smoke out of the run.
I've seen that,
yeah. Just a full-blown sacrifice to get the bomb plant in that way.
So I think as well, the money change, I know it's been a while now, we keep saying the new money system, but it used to be more important when the hard reset was a factor and you're trying to build up the economy, like desperate, get all the plants you possibly can. Now I don't think it's as crucial.
No, it's more valuable that you have like a deal to fight with.
Yeah.
But obviously going for a third round buy and winning that extra $800. A little bit of an update over on the B stream. Complexity. Wow. And Astralis. Floppy's going to lose the first pistol. Or the second half pistol.
It was a good effort, Jason.
Yeah, I thought he was going to win that one. I felt that coming.
That's 8-8, though. If Complexity win that map, they're through and Astralis is out.
Yep.
If they go 2-1, they need EG to beat Ego. If Ego win, or if Astralis just come back to win that series, then they will make it through, and Complexity will be out. So 3 to line up outside of A main and back in our main game, as it's Navi and Heroic, 12-5. Navi, Cadian scouting with an op. I realized I said weapon. He is checking toward jungle.
Well, that's very profound, much like your feelings on gravity.
Is one directional.
Yep.
The sky is blue.
One of the premier thinkers of our age.
It's about damn time somebody noticed.
Towards the A bomb site we go. Small amount of utility in middle with that window smoke. Navi spending some resources there just in case. Trying to counter a mid-round execute to take mid control. Heroic's got 4 players lining up towards A. Boomich would have heard that tick. He certainly would have heard that. He's going to call it out to his team. That's a mistake and a half to get tagged by that Molotov. Smoke is going to bring this down to what, like 25, 26, 27 seconds perhaps. Oh, this is going to be tough. We saw this on Overpass as well. These late executes from Heroic, they just didn't have time to encounter all the resistance of the defense. And Navi's not budging from any of the fakes being thrown towards the B bomb site because they heard that Molotov tick.
Tess is sliding up. Electronic is ready. MP9. He's going to go for it immediately. He's going to get 2. Forget trigger discipline. I take it back. Boomich actually found 1, but he was still there. And a resounding effort. Simple's going to burn alive, but not before doubling up as well as Cadian and Refresh found toward A main. And it's all Stalin in mid.
That pesky Molotov stood in the spread. Boomich got all the information, able to run down the clock with the smoke and able to just know that the B presence was a fake. We saw this on Overpass as well. We started seeing it, I mean, you know, at a certain point, Heroic on their T side started bringing out a lot of fakey strategies that they wanted to bring to bear. Saw it on the pistol round to a certain degree as well. It's just not panning out at the moment. think it was Tassis who was tagged by that Molotov that gave away the game. Missed shot from Simple. Tough one to hit, though.
Boomich. Good find. Takes out Electronic. Gonna do more than that as he gets a refresh as well. Tassis the only kill back in return, and Bit Blind somehow gets Cadian. So things not going well for Heroic. But they're only one man down, and the bomb gets planted. Tessis manages to get through the smoke as well at jungle. This could isolate Simple. That's a close AWP, but it's Simple that's holding it as always. 13-5 for NAVI.
This is a trouncing. NAVI just
find trouncing for me, please.
A very strong win.
Okay. This game.
Yeah, I mean the whole series. If they go on to win this, Mirage, both maps would pretty much be that way. But yeah, at the moment I was just in front of this map, and tough times at the moment. And again, it's like even just you look across this map and just by eye test, like I don't even necessarily think Heroic's doing anything wrong, but also it's not like they've had any like massive amount of rounds go against them in terms of like luck, right? They haven't like. Hasn't been some crazy situation where they've just had misfortune. This is just NAVI flexing as the better team and really showing how much of the better team they are. I don't think Heroic will see it that way. But NAVI is just putting on a clinic right now. Another timeout from Heroic to talk things over. 14-5. Funny enough, I think this was like, it was a similar score on Ancient yesterday when we had Cadian on the desk with Astralis. It was like 4-14 or something like that, or 4-13, and he was just like, oh, Astralis isn't actually going for the buy in this round, which means, you know, they're going to have to go on a massive like 10-round run. It's like they're in the same situation now. So we already know his feelings at the moment.
Absolutely. Nade up, refresh. That's going to bounce past him, but the bullet certainly won't. It's going to bounce straight through his skull.
I think we've gotten to that time in the game, maybe out of that timeout, where they're just like, all right, nothing's worked. Our fakes haven't worked. Our set pieces haven't worked. Like our kind of like our more hardcore strategies haven't worked. This has to have been something out of timeout where it's like, all right, guys, like we're getting our butts kicked. Let's just take the leash off. Like everyone go try and find a kill. Make a play that you really enjoy. Do you need me to throw a flash for you?
Make
everyone
a play
get individual.
That makes your dick hard.
Yeah, the classic.
GB James.
GB James. One of my favorite quotes. I'm amazed Yanko hasn't retweeted that one.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't come up on everyone's Twitter by now. As Tess is trying to spray back through the smoke, the bomb will get planted. Electronic doesn't have vision of the planter, so he sprays in and finds him anyway. Sure. Tessis gets Electronic. He'll put a Molotov down in front of the window. Ooh, gonna take out Simple as well. Hold the phone. We got 11 HP though, and Bit's gonna make sure he has none when this round is over, as well as defusing the bomb. Maybe Heroic have clued in that, guys, every time we get the free buy, we play less games in the playoffs and we aren't warmed up. So let's just, do this the long way.
That's a fair point. Maybe.
No, I'm not suggesting for a moment they wouldn't want to beat NAVI straight up. Why do things the hard way?
No, you have plenty of time to warm up in the quarterfinals. It's kind of one of my favorite parts about this format is the extended playoffs makes it pretty tough. But I think it's nice having 4 quarterfinal matchups. It's gonna be fun. 10-round lead. It's gonna have to be 10 rounds in a row just for overtime. Not even a victory. In the more individualistic style, oh, Simple. Flexing with the auto snap. Well, maybe not flexing. He tried. He did his best. Bit's gonna hold the line, sprays down 2, damages the others massively. Electronic out in the open. They know where both players are. Electronic not even considering Palace just yet as he shifts into the bomb site. He won't need to. Perfecto has shut down Shush. Stown. Oh, pick it up. Pick it up on the rotation. Come on.
I think to bring that gun into better relevancy, Jason, you should be able to mount it.
Okay.
So you could mount it on the window that Perfecto just jumped through and just have perfect accuracy to laser everyone in the apartments. That seems fair.
That's pretty cool. I don't mind that idea.
No, I think it's a terrible idea. Please don't.
Of course it is, Matt.
All right, thank you for playing along. Of course it is. Well, now I know how you feel about all my ideas, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, when I don't support him, I get yelled at. And then when I do support him, I get yelled at. 16-5, good victory for Navi, a statement win at the end of the group stage. Any questions about some shakiness in a couple maps here or there throughout the groups? Well, we can forget about those because Navi has built fully into this event. Happy to have Boomich back. They've looked like a new team. Simple has looked way more comfortable since he's gotten back, and Navi is firing on all cylinders for Heroic. That's got to be a bummer, but you're consoled by the fact that you're already through to the playoffs. You'll be playing in the round of 12. So a long route for them if they want to make it into the finals.
Long route indeed, but they can certainly hold their own against a number of the teams. Remember, everyone else joining us this week, as you say, FaZe already in the building, NIP going to be back, a number of others to be included. That will all start on Tuesday, but for right now,
go tune into the other streams.
Well, exactly. I was going to say, we've wrapped up the top 2 positions. We still need to find out if it's going to be Astralis or Complexity in the head-to-head matters, so we recommend you go check that out. We're done on the A stream. We'll see you in the playoffs.
Magnificent stuff.
We have it, everybody. Navi established themselves as the best of Group D here at ESL Pro League Season 15. I thought that Heroic could potentially bounce back after the disappointing overpass, but Mirage proved too much, and Navi looked arguably better than even on overpass. So congratulations to their Navi. Join that very sought-after 5-0 undefeated club that Movistar Riders are a part of from Group C?
NAVI coming into this group, a lot of players, a lot of teams, even we said they look puggy. This is a NAVI we all came to see, right? That was clinical, that was cold, that was calculated. Everyone was popping off. And Mirage is a map Heroic like to play.
Yes.
And they look like they were playing the city side for the very first time because they were getting chopped up. That defense was getting dissected by NAVI, and it was beautiful to watch.
Absolutely pulverized. They absolutely made mincemeat of Heroic. That was some special Counter-Strike being played by NAVI right there. It's hard to not just fangasm over the fact that NAVI right there put together such an insanely strong offense where every part of the map felt like they just owned it. They just knew how to deal with every problem. The only bright side was that Stound did okay. He had some moments where he pushed towards mid, found some kills, but Perfecto, I mean, this guy, he is just such a solid piece of this NAVI lineup. Don't always give him maybe all the credit that he's due, but he had a ton of impact in this game.
Absolutely. And the thing for Heroic is we keep talking about their hyper-aggressive CD side with the light poking and prodding in the extremities of the map, especially on a map like Mirage. But NAVI, they just kept them pinned down, right? They basically put the fear of God in them. And yeah, just running away with it. And to answer your question, Paula, yes, they look even better than they did on Overpass.
Absolutely. You know, NAVI started off with Head Trick standing in for Boomich. Boomich has been back for today and yesterday. And I think it's fair to say we can see that the level has dramatically increased.
The funniest thing about what Simple said in one of the interviews was that he thinks their T-sides are having some rough spots when they were playing with Head Trick. When they were playing with Head Trick, they had the best round win percentage of T-side of any team at all of Pro League. Like, if he thinks that's bad or that's having trouble, this is what having a good time looks like.
That's Blade, starting to seep into Simple, right? Where they're like, yeah, we won the game 16-2, 16-1, but wasn't really happy with that. That's Blade.
That does seem to be an Eastern European little, that's how they handle themselves. Yanko and Kasad are the same way. Even if you win 16-2, they just have to get mad at somebody.
At each other, usually.
It's usually, thankfully, it's not at us. Thankfully, it's not at us.
Yeah.
We don't make mistakes, Blah.
Night shift.
We don't make mistakes.
Hashtag the night shift. We don't make mistakes. Guys, all right, he was in our aim high head-to-head. Perfecto is down on the floor for an interview with Heku.
Well, that was a surprisingly quick series because yesterday I talked to Boomich and he said that this will be the toughest opponent. But right now I'm joined by Perfecto. Perfecto, congratulations. 5 wins, 0 losses. As I already mentioned, Boomich yesterday said that it will be way harder for you to play against Heroic than against Astralis. But today we see, Astralis got you to 3 maps. Heroic didn't manage to do that. Do you still think that Heroic is stronger than Astralis?
Я думаю, да, мы ожидали более плотной борьбы, потому что герои всегда показывали, против нас очень тяжелые матчи были, поэтому мы думали, что будет еще один тяжелый матч. Но получилось, как получилось, поэтому я думаю, в плей-оффе они сейчас смогут показать свою, лучшую игру.
Well, he still says that Heroic is still stronger. They are surprised by the fact that it was this one side, but he's sure that in the playoffs they'll be able to actually show themselves. But the thing is, now, we'll see them in the playoffs. We're also gonna see you. We'll not see some really big names. For example, we'll not see G2. We'll not see Vitality. We'll not see outsiders. Who do you think will be your #1 opponent?
Мне кажется, очень интересно могут выглядеть Непы. Даже без девайса с Физи они показывали очень хорошие результаты. Также, мне кажется, команда Players, то есть все еще на высоком уровне играют. Я бы выбрал, наверное, эти 2 команды. Возможно, кто-то еще нас может удивить, не знаю.
Well, he's saying that if he had to choose a team, he would say NIP, because right now, even without device, they're showing really good results. And the same goes for Players. Right now, they are showing us some really good CS. Is there anything maybe you want to say to your NAVI fans?
Yeah, thank you for your support. It's it's all okay.
That doesn't need translation. Thank you very much, Perfecto. Thank you.
First things first, Perfecto is saying that they have even more to show when they get to the playoffs next week.
Yeah, they definitely will, right? Getting an IGL back, and you can see when Boomage came back, it was a closely fought series they had yesterday. But today, it was just, cruise control for NAVI, right? They looked fantastic against a team who we said would be the favorites in this group, considering the situation NAVI were in. So an incredible showing for NAVI and a great statement for them heading into the playoffs. Because, yes, we don't have your G2s, you don't have your Vitalities. We have a FaZe. We have a couple of the NIP have looked fantastic.
Yeah.
He brought them up as well. And you got to say, even the players, guys, they looked really, really good when they were playing.
Yes, yeah. I think there's a lot of teams that Navi should be afraid of, and I'm glad that they're just cautious, because you don't want to see them get over just head over heels, just in love with the prospect of the fact that this should be a tournament victory for them if they can find this sort of form, which, I mean, they looked unbeatable today. But the thing is that there's different styles being implemented by teams like NIP, like players, like FaZe, so they've got a long road ahead of themselves in the playoffs.
What do you think about Perfecto specifically mentioning NIP? Do you agree with him? Is that the main team they should be looking out for?
I don't think they're the main team yet. I'll give them this, though. They looked incredible in the group, right? Group A, they came out all guns swinging. Quite a number of big teams.
Right?
First week. It was a long time ago. I'm taking a look here. Mouse and G2 did not make it through, while NIP did win almost flawless, right? They looked incredible. So credit where it's due, especially with a new player coming in and everything. At the same time, I think there are even heavier hitters that are going to be facing off in the playoffs. I don't think NIP is their only problem here.
Yeah, the one thing I'm not sure about with NIP is Brolin playing, is Device playing. If they have all those...
No one knows, man.
If they have all of them, they are one of the scariest teams out there, because teams won't know how to game plan against them because there's no footage. And that's always something that these teams have. So they really like to anti-strap people. And if you just don't know, if Brolin's there, he's just going to be more aggressive and a better rifler than anybody that's on this team right now. Even better than Rez. He's not taking Rez's place, I'm sure, but honestly, like, Brolin will give them so much firepower. It'll be scary.
All right, now, guys, let's not forget we have 4 other teams in Group D, and they're playing as we speak. At least, I think they are. We're going to find out very soon. Firstly, let's take a look at the path to playoffs for these teams. Remind all of you at home. So for Astralis, they need to beat Complexity, or they can afford a loss to Complexity if it's 2-1, and a go win their match.
Oh.
All right, everybody got that?
AGO just won.
Moving on to Complexity. For Complexity to go through, they need to 2-0 Astralis, or Complexity need to 2-1 Astralis, and EG need to win.
Whoa.
Listen, man.
Heku is ready on the sidelines to confirm all the action that's been going down.
First, it was Paula, now it's Maui Snake. Maui, why are you spoiling all of the things that are actually happening? Yes, Ago just won with a score of 2-0, which means that if Astralis right now win a map, they don't need to win the series, they need to just win a map. They are through. This is what I was supposed to say, Maui, but you already took it away from me. But yeah, right now, like, we can see that, like, right now it's the match point, and I think the guys that are sitting behind me don't actually know what is happening. That's why I should, like, not yell too loud, because they are on the blink of getting to the playoffs. So let's just see, like, what happens.
Thank you, Heku.
Heku, thank you. Hey, Maui, you are not allowed to speak right now. You are banned from the microphone, all right?
Hey, listen, Paula, you screwed up earlier as well.
Hey,
right?
hey,
you know who
I
screwed up?
issued a formal apology, all right?
You know who hasn't screwed up?
And as part of hashtag the night shift, we should all learn from each other's mistakes.
I apologize to Heku as well.
Nonetheless,
I apologize to Heku.
Nonetheless, yes. Shout out to Heku for confirming what's been going on the other streams. And so, yeah, let's just double check that, reiterate what we know now.
Oh, man.
And that is Ago have beaten Evil Geniuses. Oh, in fact, wait a second. I have a little birdie in my ear that's saying that we need to check in with Heku once again.
Oh, huh?
Heku? Heku? Heku, you there? Heku?
Hi, Paula. Hi, Night Shift.
What's happening? What's happening?
They just won. I mean, obviously, they just won the map.
Oh,
okay. Probably they'll be able to hear me right now, because I don't know how much I can spoil that, but, like, if there's anyone listening right now, Ago won with a score of 2-0. Just, like, you know.
There you go.
Back to you, Paula.
We love that. Brilliant bit of interaction between you and Astralis there. Again, let me make sure all of you at home know what this means. So with a Go beating EG, and with Astralis having at least one map versus Complexity. If you're a Dane, if you're an Astralis fan, they're going through to the playoffs. We have our top 3 decided. NAVI at the top, Heroic in second, and third, it's Astralis. And because we have all of that decided, we can also do our draw for playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I was briefed on this before.
Paula, can we take a moment for Maui?
For NA, man.
Oh,
NA just died.
okay.
NA just died right now in Group D.
So NA did just die, officially died. Maui, you've given us some inspirational speeches for NA over this week. Perhaps now you can do a eulogy.
It looks like the last bald eagle has lost his feather, flying over the Great Plains of Idaho and Iowa and Indiana. But Complexity, they'll bounce back. They got a great group of heads on those shoulders, the shoulders of giants, as a matter of fact. I believe in you, Complexity. You'll take it from here.
Right. Sure. Anyway, all right. The eulogy for NA has officially been done, and now we can move on to the playoff draw. We were only going to do this given the scenario that we're now facing, and so yeah, I've been briefed on it. I'll run you guys through it as we do it. So look, I'm going to start off by explaining it to everybody at home. All right. So these 2 cards, A and D, represent the highest seeded groups. They must be on the opposite sides of the bracket. These 2 cards, B and C, are the lowest seeds. Make sure those are on camera. And these must also be on the opposite side of the brackets. Second place of each group must also be on opposite sides of the bracket from the first place teams. And then third place will be on the same side. So I'm going to chuck these 2 in a box. You guys are going to pick one each. And then we're going to do the second 2. And then we will have our playoff draws sorted. So I'm just going to head downstairs. You guys mingle, chat.
Paula, Maui Snake. I'm sorry.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Heku again for spoiling that.
Yeah, Heku, like, today was Heku's
She's feeling on the sideline, though.
She's been doing a fantastic job, but I feel like...
The live translations? Oh, my God.
Dude, like, she can
so impressive.
You know she can speak 14 languages?
That is she the Rosetta Stone of Counter-Strike?
She is the Rosetta Stone.
She's the Rosetta Stone of Counter-Strike.
Yeah. 14 languages. People are like, who's this girl? Why is she interviewing people?
Duolingo, more like...
Guys, all right. Guys, enough, all right? Enough. Time for the first cards.
So pushy.
Time for the first cards. Blair, if you would be so kind to take one, the top one, or even take the bottom. It doesn't really matter. And then pass the next along to Maui Snake.
Wait, I just took one, bro.
Are you even listening?
No.
Jesus.
All right. Do we have to show now, or do we?
And so, wait. Yes. Show your cards now to the audience at home. Maui has D, and Blair has A.
Maui has the D.
Now, we have 2 cards left. And don't get me wrong, I know at home right now this might seem a little vague, but we will have a graphic on screen after that confirms everything properly. But right now, we're just sorting out how these letters will be drawn.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm going to pass it on.
Pass one on, whichever one, little shuffle, and make some drama,
All right.
All right, what do you got?
So, everybody, A and C.
ACDC.
I got the BD energy.
A from the highest seed.
I got ACDC.
A and C are the top bracket, and B and D will be the bottom bracket.
So it'll look like this. This is how
it will look like that.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. So A and C are going to play each other earlier, and B and D are going to play each other earlier as well. Is that what we're getting? We're combining forces like Megazord, and
we're making a tower here.
By the power of all that vested inside me, this is the bracket.
ACBD.
Yeah, let's get a real graphic.
Here we go.
Let's get a real.
The graphic up on screen. So it means that ninjas in pajamas in the quarters, Fury in the quarters.
Okay.
Heroic and Team Liquid, Fnatic and Ents.
Okay.
Wait a second. I'm just looking at the graphic and trying to... This is my first time seeing this graphic, so... Either of you guys got a...
I think that right now we can already start speculating at some matchups. Look at that quarterfinals at the bottom.
There we go.
Look at that. Look
There
at
we go.
Dude, that might be the 3 best teams all having to play each other.
That's FaZe, Players, and Navi.
Right there. Holy, that's going to be tough. That's what my eyes are gravitating to, the very bottom of this bracket. That's insane. That's tough.
Yeah, all right, you can see Ninjas, Movistar Riders, Fury, and Navi await in the quarters. Then we have Heroic at the top. That's the blanked out team. Just a little error there. They'll be going up against Team Liquid. Then we've got Fnatic versus ENCE, and then Entropic versus Astralis, and FaZe Clan versus Players. An absolutely stacked ESL Pro League Season 15 playoff bracket. Blair, Maui, how hyped should the people be at home?
That Group D, man? Holy hell.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be spicy. And even if you go up the group, like we have Furia, who looked incredible. We had ENCE, who were upsetting everyone. This is going to be, I know they're going to be missing G2.
Yeah.
I know we're going to be missing Vitality. But we do have some really, really good teams here. And I cannot wait for the playoffs, Paula.
And we're going to be missing EG and Complexity.
Kind of.
Does anybody care but me?
What?
Bring it in. Bring it in.
Does anybody care about these guys but me? No, I honestly, this playoffs is going to be insane. And really, there's so, like, what we saw in the group stage from some of the teams that people maybe don't have as much name brand value associated with, they've been playing some great Counter-Strike. Movistar Riders, ENCE, Furia, like, these teams right now are in strong form, and it'll be cool to see how far they can go and who's going to come out on top.
Blair, do you agree?
Absolutely. I feel like we have a good mix of teams who have surprised a lot of people, and now this is our opportunity to show that it wasn't a fluke, right? Yeah. It's not just because of the grouping and, you know, the round-robin format and whatnot. Now it's elimination. Everything on the line. You lose, you're out, right? And that's what I want to see. Can Movistar sustain that form? Can Furia continue to surprise and impress us? Can Liquid sustain the hopes of the entirety of North America and France and France.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, playoffs will kick off on Tuesday. That's when we'll be back, 3:30 p.m. for CET for the first game, 7 p.m. CET for the second one. Yeah, Tuesday, and we'll be live on the desk about 10-15 minutes before the matches kick off. And that'll be it from us here for the group stage section of ESL Pro League Season 15. Blair, we'll be back next week. Maui, you're heading home. Any final words from you, brother?
Just that it has been an honor to be on the night shift and